Stealing Yen's content? Dude, look, I'm not stealing. I'm just borrowing for a couple hours. Yeah, you know how it is, dude. Are we live? Fuck, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we're good. We're so good right now. What's up, fuckers? Alright. It's over. It's actually kind of over, if you actually think about it, dude. It's been ages, dude. Some of you people probably don't even know who the fuck Vii Omega is. And you know what? That's that's understandable, you know. It's been a little while since I've actually talked about the guy, right? So naturally, not everyone's gonna know who they are. First time getting noticed for your streams in a while. What's up, Danger Kitty? Yeah, I don't know. YouTube could be weird or just acting out. What's up, Ivy Sly? What's up, Zombie? What's up, Nabi? Dude, what's up, Sanded Wood? I can't believe Ace is a man again. Dude, yeah, it just happened overnight. What's up, Caloravetla? I think that's your name. What's up, Bomberatsu? Dude. Yes, everyone's coming in, dude. Everyone's coming in to say hi. Don't know Via Omega, bro. I don't know you. Dude, okay, bro. Also, look at this cool EV prop that's just in here. But anyways. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Midgematic? Okay. So, I'm going to give a brief summary, all right? So, this is a productive derail. I know that these are very rare and hard to come by, okay? But it is a productive derail. So, for those of you that don't remember why we would even be knowing who the hell, right, fucking V Omega is, because it's like some of you might just be like, who the hell is that? Yeah. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Because if you remember, this actually links back a little bit to like our first introduction links back into the Cloak and Dagger shit. This V Omega person was actually the reason why the whole Cloak and Dagger stuff completely kickstarted. What's Cloak and Dagger? Well, I can see you guys aren't a fan of Doodle Tones content then. Uh, yeah, it all ties back to Diddle Tones. Yeah. Actually, Diddle Tones is surprisingly involved in the V Omega lore from like what I gather, from like what I hear and shit. So this should definitely be interesting. Chili's Groomer, yeah, that's another way people would know them from. Yeah. That's V Omega was a disgusting piece of shit. There was a lot of allegations I heard about them. This person was essentially like one of the most infamous people of like the slideshow commentary community. All right, to like ever grace the platform. Okay, they had a handful of like victims, right? They had like a lot of fucking controversies, and they kickstarted some of the most infamous things. Like I said, Cloak and Dagger, right? That literally all started because that Vigil person was simply friends with V Omega and allegedly like enabling their like grooming tendencies. All right, and that's what kickstarted like the 7 hours of like worth of like video coverage that they had. And I'm talking about like the hour and a half video on Doodle Tones channel, and then like the 6 hour video on like Lio Convoy's channel. Um, all those confrontation calls, all those things, all the dude. It's like I need like the fucking little pin board. All roads lead to Rome. Yeah, nice one, Nabi. It's like I would need like the fucking board to really properly explain fucking Cloak and Dagger, because that took me fucking 3 streams, right? 3 streams to get through, because like I said, it was 7 hours of bullshit to get through. All right, not that it was bullshit, but it was 7 hours to get through. Okay, and V Omega is actually like not even the main focus. You would think for a guy that kickstarted that shit, right? He would be like the main focus. Not really, no. It was more Vigil, or it was more like even he was a light focus despite the direct friendship. And then it was like fucking what was her name? Tippy, Keyblade, fuck. Dude, there's some other people too. Tippy and Keyblade were obviously like more focused on than the others. Neko Shadows, like some other fucking small SCC members, right? It's it's awful, dude. It's fucked up and evil. But that's despite being like the first domino to lead to that catastrophe that blew up out of like proportion. For the wrong focus, I personally feel, right? And don't get me wrong, Tippy, fucking Keyblade, Zephy, and like Neko Shadows, they're all like pieces of shit. All right. When I looked more into it, they all fucking suck. Okay. Fucking fly in my face, dude. It's like they waited for me to stream just to be a fucking nuisance. I assume he was the domino that caused the whole tower to fall down. Kinda, Tippy, Keyblade, Bummer Patrol, Dulsmic, from what I remember from those videos. Yeah, Dulsmic was actually a very light focus. Um, from that stuff. Like Dulsmic was more of like one of those people that were looked into more after this thing, but like I said, Tippy and Keyblade kind of like took the spotlight, and Keyblade wasn't even associated with Vii Omega, or not even Vii Omega, sorry, not even associated with Vigil, right? They were only like really larped in because they went after like Ellie Momeli, who is a piece of work. It doesn't make what he did right, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some things with Ellie Momeli. She's a piece of shit too. All right, off of the stuff I've seen. Yeah, she's kind of like fucked up, not even gonna lie. Doesn't make it right for like what Keyblade did though. Um which is why, like, yeah, I get it, but I don't think that the three, like, for a productive conversation, three like calls was like mental. And it was like the first confrontation call where they already did like apologize, and the confrontation call with Ellie where it's just like normally that would be the cutoff, but then they had like a Senate call, and then, like, there was like a weird allegation that they were like being all romantical with Tippy because for some reason that was definitely a focus that needed to be had. It was bizarre, to say the least. But yeah, the Yen situation is crazy. Not the first time I covered Yen in a situation, dude. Alright. The first time I think Yen was like in a thumbnail, I think had to do with the Toasty Vanilla stuff. But I think specifically for the interview. But not the first time they were on my radar, dude. This Yen person's kind of fucked up and evil. Okay, like they like, dude, fucking evil party in the Team Ancilla shit. Yeah, and this just sounds like blabber for some of you people that don't even like keep up with that. Fair enough, fair enough. Toasty Vanilla, completely unrelated, different thing, right? We're focused on Cloak and Dagger, Vii Omega, all this shit because Vii Omega was a decently known figure in the SCC. All right, and that's why that they're still being talked about. There was a whole lot of lore with this person, but initially, right, during the Cloak and Dagger shit, when like everyone was covering it, admittedly, like a lot of people were just kind of like, we just like it's like the fact was accepted that they were this type of person. There was some evidence that was seen, right? It's like, okay, yeah, this person sucks, got it. They're like a groomer, got it, okay, but there's a lot more than that meets the surface with like Vii Omega. Which is why, like, I'm definitely, like, very curious to actually look into this. Because it's, like, the Vii Omega is a very, very interesting case from, like, what I gather. It's not just, like, you know, the allegations of doing wrongdoing. It's more to the story that we'll definitely get into. But, yeah. No, like, that's why, yeah. Femi fatal, if you will. Yikes. Yeah, I don't bother understanding what Cloak and Dagger was. All I know is that it was about Lyle going after V's friends because he couldn't get V in a call. They weren't V's friends, they were Vigil's friends. The only one that was friends with V was Vigil himself. And the reason why they couldn't get Vigil in a call is because Doodle Tones let them leave quietly. And they were actually about to just give like a light slap on the wrist for the people who were friends with Vigil until like Lyo got involved. Then they just kind of like threw them under the bus. It really highlights how like snaky and manipulative Doodle Tones is as a person, and they actually had no issues with Vii Omega really. In fact, I think their understanding of it, like in a DM, was like they considered them to be problematic. And that was pretty much like the extent of that. But they had no issues with anyone being like their direct friend or anything like that. It was all performative when it came to it being like the whole Cloak and Dagger stuff. That wasn't genuine, at least from Doodle Tones. It was not genuine. That was 100% performative from Doodle Tones, which was looked more into recently. Which it's like, oh yeah, what the fuck? Why? Damn, like this person's just a snaky individual. Why did this person stick around so long in the community? Just that kind of mindset, you know. Fucking hell. What's up, Bomberatsu? Yeah. Friends of a friend who knew a PDF. Great job at the Senate kick. Dude, it literally, yeah, it really was just guilt by association of association. Yeah, it was not a great day for the Senate chuds, okay? The Senate chuds were falling, okay? Not a good day for the West, okay? But I will say, right, I think I still stand by this. I still think Doodle Tones got lucky with that because the people like Keyblade and Zeph, did end up being fucking monsters, right? There was a group chat that was revealed afterwards, right? Where like Tippy, Neko Shadows, Keyblade, Zephy, and like this Fireball person who was like 16 at the time was in it. And keep in mind, Keyblade would have been 20 and Zephy would have been like 22. And like they're just fucking like grooming this kid. Like, and I don't even say that like, just to be like exaggerating. Like they were unironically like, sharing NSFW, and like the thing that like really got me the most was they intentionally thought like were trying to, right? They were intentionally trying to make Firebolt horny by like posting something that they knew was their kink. Was like Zero Suit Samus in like maid outfits. They were trying their hardest to actually like get this, minor to be bricked, which is just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So like regardless, I don't feel bad that they got flamed, but that's only just like I'm able to say that looking at like, with hindsight 2020. At the time with the information they knew, it's like they kind of just fired off a loaded gun without that without really knowing where to aim it at, and they just got lucky where it was aiming at. So it's like it's fucking mental. All right, I read the documents. Like fucking Keyblade and Zephy were disgusting, because overall Zephy didn't really look that crazy during the Cloak and Dagger shit. Zephy just looked like they were just friends with Tippy and Keyblade, and that's all there was, and they were just being pressed for being friends with them. But that's literally all that was. So it was a guilt by association of association of association. But no, but then it just got out that like Zephy just directly did something disgusting. So yeah, no, like fuck Zephy. Even though like it's funny, but like I said, they got lucky. They got lucky. They went super hard at someone who just happened to be a groomer. They didn't know they were a groomer. Otherwise, they would have just led with that. But they were going at him for like friendship shit. And when I say they, it was like Nezzy Monster, Heaton, and Doodletones. I think the only time Lio was properly... Well, there's 2 times Lio was in a call, I believe. It was like the first call with all the members at first. And then the Senate call. And then maybe if you want to count like the Firebolt call, that was just like a, hey, if you see something like this again, just make sure to tell somebody. And it was just like giving them advice or whatever. But other than that, it's like Lio really was not that involved in that situation. It was mainly led by like Doodletones and co. So it's like, yeah, fucking mental. What's up, Lori, the gay mothing, dude? What's up, dude? I have spawned. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, I wish I could just spawn sometimes. That'd be fucking sick. Dude, this Pokemon shit is easy, bro. I don't even know why anyone... I don't know how anyone be stressing, bro. This shit easy. Nah, but, fucking hell. Yeah, so, like, that's... I know it's, like, a little all sporadic and it's all over the place, but it's, like, it's just... I feel like it's important to kind of, like, catch up with, like, where we were prior, considering that this coverage was months ago, right? So it's, like, to see something properly on Vii Omega, it's, like, I feel like that it's only understandable to give, like, a light, summary. I say light. Well, it's, like, I just went on for, like, what, like, 10 minutes or whatever. Not the longest derail, but not too many derails today. Not intentional ones, at least. That was the intentional one. But yeah, dude. Hold on, let me get back. By the way, Vii Omega is actually unhinged. Yeah, I'm aware. Aren't all furries unhinged? No, I'm kidding. Kidding. Just call me the Lori, lol. Okay, I'll call you Lori. Okay. Yeah. But fuck. Yeah, so lots of fucked up stuff happening, as you can see. I actually probably could just press escape and just like be paused. Dude, Chad, is this gameplay better than the Terraria left and right scrolling? Really, what do you guys think? What do you Okay. Let me go inside a building. Alright, and yeah, there we go. Who's pinging me? Oh, it's just an irrelevant server. Okay, let's start getting into the video now. Alright. Let's start getting... Not too many derails today? Yeah, buddy? Yeah, Nobby. I remember watching the Cloak and Dagger streams a few times in a free time, and it was actually painful to listen to, especially with Doodletones. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. You watched it. Thanks. Oh, gulps.
Trigger warning for basically everything when it comes to this video. You have been warned. Vii Omega was a content creator who had common ties to the SCC, also known as the slideshow commentary community, with a list of many controversies, allegations, and crimes under their belt. But over the course of time, anyone who has spoken about them has been outed as an awful person in their own right, and left the platform. This video—
See, this Yen's gonna be the difference, okay? Yen's gonna be the difference that we need to see. Alright? Everyone that's called them out before were spurgs, but Yen, you got this. I believe in you, buddy. I believe in you. I love rewatching your old streams, eh? Sigh. Gulps. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know what to say to that. I appreciate it, haha. Just always do it with a guest account.
Video will aim to remedy that by going through the history of Vii Omega's online activity. And trust me, it is a long history. So without further ado, let's begin. The timeline of Vii Omega's history is hard to find a starting point on, given a lot of the content around this person has vanished off the internet, alongside the fact that the SCC/slideshow commentary community, which Vii was a part of, found its start on Skype, and since May the 5th, 2025, the site has since shut down. However, we do have knowledge of this happening due to Susie Doodletone's Skype archives, where the pair started messaging on the 17th of May, 2017, where the pair would even discuss started messaging on the
Gotta read these. Yen's lazy. Sigh. See, this is Vii Omega, fellas. All right, they're like an Umbreon furry, dude. They're they're a shiny Umbreon predator, dude. It's fucked. Live Minecraft Boy 5, dude. This is awesome. This is awesome. Vii Omega would like to add you on Skype. Okay, I'm tired of having to try and talk on YouTube comment section, and I feel that it may be better just to ask questions whenever, and not make a long thread, as sometimes notifications don't get through, as I've learned recently in another video today. Otherwise, thanks for the consideration, Doodle.
17th of May, 2017, where the pair would even discuss—
Dude, they go back on, like, Skype days. Like, I knew Doodletones was, like, a little invested in some of their situations, but I didn't know they went back into, like, fucking Skype days. That's awesome. Pretty much. And here's another thing. Why do people think you have a diaper fetish? You know, just starting off strong, dude. Starting off fucking strong here, aren't we? Fetish. Because it's honestly getting old. Because, sure, you're in a role-playing group, but when was the last time you went there and was on DeviantArt? Like, come on. Well, that's the reason why. Well, they think you can't change? Wow, fucking fabulous. Well, I still support them, even on the new account, and I do still have a character who wears them, but I don't know why that would mean I have a fetish for the Doodletones. Yeah? Yeah, buddy? Yeah, I mean, I know I was supporting diaper fetishes, and I still have a character that wears a diaper, but I don't know how anyone could possibly come to the conclusion that I still support them. Gulps, teehee. Sorry, I'm a fanfiction.net and made many gay Pokemon smut fics. Oh, God, okay. And I don't really do that anymore. No one's calling me a Pokephile, because that's not a term. A Pokephile? Dude, fuck me. The Pokemon thing was a joke. The Pokemon thing was a joke, dude. Why are we doing this? No. Are they actually shiny Umbreon if they're a predator? No. Okay, that's nothing to really be ashamed about. I have a bit of a furry fetish, so XD. Dude. Hey, what happened to the server? I don't know. What's up, Lucy?
Susie's diaper fetish, and Vii's own creation of quote-unquote gay Pokemon smut fics. Vii's history in online content creation and said communities does extend further back than this, where he tried getting into a group called the SCC. Yes, for some reason people were really hard set on branding their communities there.
Dude, Vii Omega is literally the type of person that's like, dude, Vaporeons are perfect. No, that fucking copy
Vii Omega went under the name of SketchTB back then, where the community was focused around their issues with the way the SEC was ran and their content around 2016 to 2017.
Actually, this is kind of bothering me. Okay, no, wait, no, Yen's hand's right. That's just the back of their palm. For a second, I thought this was like their palm, but this is like the back of their hand. I was like tweaking out. I'm like, why is your thumb down there? Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
where said alt-CC community was ran by a person called Dylan Thomas and Dark Scythe, the former of which was someone V had an absolute obsession with up until someone in the alt-CC's Discord server decided to post gore to see who could handle it, causing V to distance himself from the group until late in 2017, Dylan and V buried.
It's just gore, bro. Come on, it's just gore, bro. You can't handle a little bit of edgy humor, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
The hatchet, where V would later claim he quote-unquote defeated the alt-CC, which is something, I guess? Again, a lot of the stuff from back then was quite petty in terms of reasonings for having beef and arguments. I mean, come on. This is the community where people would start fights over which Pokemon is better. Vii Omega would then later on leave the alt-CC, creating a joint Twitter account meant to clan on the CC called the Neo alt-CC. Yes, I'm aware this part may sound like mad ramblings, but it will be very important to remember later into this video, along with me cutting out any petty Pokemon dramas along the way. In 2018, an SCC member named Bomaratsu.
What the fuck? Dude, you're in my comment section. Are you guilty? Let's see it.
Had been questioning their gender identity, leading to a conversation with Vii Omega, where V basically said Ratsu was faking their identity, and this would continue into a stream hosted by Doodle Tones on the 28th of the 4th, 2018, where Ratsu,
gender
who was 12
identity
at the
allegations.
time, was making comments in the live chat,
No.
leading to V crashing out at them during said stream.
Please tell me you have
For
the stream.
context, Frosty Bomb was Bomaratsu's old username.
What the?
Oh
What the
boy.
hell, Frosty?
Don't
No,
worry.
not you. No, Frosty Bomb. It's just like, Jonah, let others talk. What the fuck is up with you, Benjamin? Okay? No, that's it. Fuck it. Benjamin, you are able to talk as much as Jonah is. Don't try
What?
to fucking tell people what to do. Okay?
Okay.
You try to
okay,
fucking go on to others and try and fucking tell them, no, stop telling me to do this, stop telling me to do that. Oh, I'm not Benjamin, I'm not this, stop telling blah blah blah. No, no. Benjamin, you're gonna have to understand something. When it comes to you being as fucking irritating as you are, and you fucking obviously lying about who you are, no one is going to take you seriously within this community. Nobody.
Blood is beefing with a 12-year-old. I know that was such a stupid comment, but what the fuck? I'm so... Dude, I don't know. I just can't, like, fathom, right? Even if, like, Bombaratsu, right? Let's say that they were a troll and they were lying. Why do you get this worked up, dude? Like, that's... No, shut the fuck up, okay? If you're gonna keep lying, this is gonna follow you for the rest of your life, you fucking idiot. Like, who cares? Genuinely, who fucking cares? Look, even if you feel a certain way about it, who cares what a 12-year-old is saying, dude? Why are you this invested? Bro, this is so... This is so dumb. I can barely see it. Like, the quality's so low, like, I can only recognize Doodle Tones. I don't know who the other three are. This is so touched.
Okay?
Is my quality low, or is it just... No, it's just the... Dude, I got 1080 per, like, premium, dude. My quality ain't low.
Legit, you are fucking getting on everybody's at this point. You have irritated how many people? And you trying to tell people what to do on, like, over this, when you have just as much as power as Jonah does within this stream. No, I cannot fucking sit here and let you just keep on going off like this.
I was just saying, act your age that way. If you're not,
He's
just-
like 12 or 10.
I know.
12 or 10? Wait, what do you mean act your age, then? They are acting their age, you fucking dumbass. What do you... Slay Queen. This is so fucking dumb. What the
Okay, the 12-year-old in question, I'm gonna need you to start acting more like your age. This shit you just coming in here acting only mature like this, you can't be doing this, okay? You gotta be a bit more mature for, okay? This is fucking dumb.
Like, fuck you, dude.
No, but act your age. If you are the teenager or the pre-teenager, you better be acting your age, because I don't know either.
I'm
There-
just being
there
really-
is a
I wasn't
first-
even angry, Jonah. I was just more so irritated. Because
Oh yeah, you were just irritated. Yeah, I'm not sad. I'm just... Sorry, I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. Sorry. I just can't do this anymore, okay? It's really getting to me. Okay. Can't do this shit anymore. What the fuck is this bullshit?
freaking Frosty Bomb earlier, like he ended up blocking me because I just kind of got a little bit irritated with him. like he goes hi and I say hey, and he goes I'm trying to fill a call, and I go okay, and it's like no one has come and I only have 3 people in my call, and I go okay, and he goes that's all, I need 1 person in my call, and I said I don't care, and then just like still I do, even though I'm stupid. It's like,
Okay.
and I should care why? Look, I'm in my own
Alright,
call.
then.
I don't need
I'll
to
be
go
right
into
back.
another call. Okay.
Who
I don't need to go into
Who
into another
cares?
call with people I don't like
Dude,
really.
They're thinking that they're winning by just victory lapping this 12-year-old right now. This dude, yeah, dude, this fucking 12-year-old man just started just nonsensically babbling in my DMs about some bullshit, man. It was just so fucking stupid. I don't know. Aren't kids supposed to be like super mature these days? Like, what is this? This is an actual call, or like an actual conversation that happened. Dude, this is so dumb. Maybe don't hang out with the kids if you want maturity, but also don't hang out with kids, Lamau. It's great, dude. They're just venting about their bad experiences with a 12-year-old. This is amazing.
Want to talk with, I'd prefer to be with friends or people I know. And then it's just like,
Yes.
Okay.
Probably he's.
this is for everybody else. In fact, whenever you're in a Google Doc, you have the same icon as
probably
Benjamin,
doing
and
gay
ironically
things.
enough,
I'm
the
back.
same name as him in the doc. And he goes, I don't care, I swear I ain't stop talking about this. And I go, okay, so you don't care that I'm calling you Benjamin, even though you go out of your way to say that you're not him. I'm sorry, mister, I'm only trans in commentaries. I don't buy that. And it's like, you know what?
Dude, how did Doodle Tones, the trans of like, the champion of transhead, stand for this bullshit? The fuck? Because how could they do that? Like, dude, not to be soy, but V is just being genuinely transphobic right now. It's odd that like Susie is just like, yeah, no, he low key, he getting flamed right now, but I low key agree. Like, what the fuck?
That what I ain't, because reasons, and then this is his reasons. Objectively amazing reasons. 1, it's mostly pointless drama that was supposed to be there, and 2, I'm blocking by, have a nice day, and I wrote
Alright.
XD. But like,
We've hit the mark where I'm about to swap calls. You guys have a good one.
Oh, okay, that was slick. That was slick. maybe Dualtones didn't like that conversation, and that was like a very soft, to be good faith, that was probably a very soft push of like, okay, I'm not having this rhetoric on my stream. Okay, sorry, see ya. But like that's so dumb, dude. You should have you should have just stopped it right then and there. It's your stream. What the fuck? That's so flamed.
Now, the cut down clips I've just shown you are only 3 minutes. However, this rant went on for over 10 minutes long during the live stream. I mean, how pathetic do you actually have to be to start
10-minute
yelling
rant?
about a 12-year-old on a live stream? This may seem like a small instance, but it will show the beginning of a pattern with V when it came to their views on trans identity. On the 27th of June 2020, the user Joni Rue released a twit longer talking about their own experience with Vii Omega dating back to 2018, when Joni was 16 to 17 and V was 18 to 19, explaining the grooming and mental abuse they had received from V over that time, meeting through Skype and
Okay.
becoming friends quickly. Things slowly became more intimate in 2018, where V and Joni would send each other lewd imagery from furry sites, joking about how V quote-unquote corrupted
Honestly, it's a little schizo, but it makes me wonder if like that whole like act your age thing was just them wanting a minor to act more mature. I don't know. It's like obviously you can't expect that from a 12-year-old. It's a little schizophrenic, I admit, but it's like maybe just because they're into minors, that's why they wanted more maturity. I don't know. It's a little schizophrenic, I admit, but it's like that's such a weird thing to say in response to a 12-year-old. It's like act your age. I don't know. It's fucking bizarre.
them, even stating to V they weren't a porn person in January of 2018, but after a month, V sent them porn of Joni's persona. This behaviour continued into March, where the teasing became a lot more intense, leading into long periods of erotic role-playing. At this time, Joni was questioning their sexuality, and V had helped them with this realisation, but never gave them actual advice on it, instead sending Joni pictures of his dick. The twit longer goes on to describe how V would oust Joni, questioning their gender identity to Joni's at-the-time partner. Given that their at-the-time partner was gay, and Joni was coming out as a woman, it was quite a stressful realization, so the fact V ousted Joni without letting her do it in her own time was a gross breach of trust. Once V learned about this, they would constantly say that Joni was faking their trans identity, basically calling them a transtrender. A thing to note, given that V had no issues when Joni came out as pansexual, as that would still fall in line with V's own
Be more mature so I could groom is what that sounded like. Dude, it's just so schizo. It's like, I want you to be mature for daddy. It's like, okay, bro. Yeah, fucking it's over. It's over. It's fucking over.
Sexual preference, which is important given something that we would later learn in V's response is how they had a crush on Joni at the time. Starting with the aforementioned outing of Joni's gender identity to their partner, telling Joni how they weren't happy.
Okay. Thanks, although I'm not happy with you. You'll probably figure it out when you check your vent account. Why is it that you actively want to keep ruining yourself and cause more problems? Legit, what reason is there for you to hide your identity to your parents? I don't have one, that's why I hate it. It's just my anxiety. Hiding what shouldn't be hidden is you actively being immoral for no reason, especially when you don't have one this time. I know, flat out. I'm not happy with you, and I'm not supporting this stupid shit going on anymore. Okay, buddy.
With her, questioning why Joni was hiding their gender identity from her parents, and Joni explaining how it was her anxiety, followed by V calling them immoral, but
fear of acceptance. The parents probably have different ideologies, there's etc etc. There's a plethora of reasons why they wouldn't share it with their parents. It's not rocket science. Fuck me, dude. How are we having this conversation with a fucking this guy's like a predator and we're having the trans talk, dude. This is awesome. I wonder why someone would hide their queer identity. No, it's I don't know. It's kind of a mystery, to be honest.
By hiding this from people close to them, and how he wouldn't support it. This conversation continues, with V berating her and using controlling language like, "But no, I am under the thought process of you not..."
Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Oh, fuck me, what? Yeah, I'm not happy with you, and I'm not supporting this stupid shit going on anymore. Block me if you want. Or fucking get me away from your vent account if you want. Dude, I'm not gonna block you. You're one of my best friends. Okay, then what Yen's reading.
Being non-binary or trans, and I think that you need professional help. And stop going to people who obviously don't know anything, because you won't listen to me, you won't do the right thing anymore. Keep in mind...
Man, right. Look, give me a sec. 12 minutes of class left. And more importantly, you're only going to be more angry the more you lie by admission and more. Honestly, their anxiety is starting to make a bit more sense, to be honest. You're not doing shit for them. You're giving them the exact scenario, the worst case scenario that they would worry about from their parents. Are you kidding me? It's like, I'm not going to support you. You're fucking lying to yourself. You're lying to everyone else. You're a fucking mistake. What is this? What? You need professional help. Dude, you are giving them the exact worst case scenario that's preventing them from, even talking to anybody about it. The fuck? You're validating their insecurities, and you're wondering why they're like this, dude. You're not doing any good. You're just fucked. Fuck me.
Anything, because you won't listen to me, you won't do the right thing anymore. Keep in mind, during all of this, Joni was still in her class at school, and I will note this conversation was only a few days after V had outed her to her partner, as seen in these messages we now have access to that weren't in the original document. Joni, yep, unless he messaged me back when we talked and stuff, I'm pretty sure he broke up with me. You guessed dead on. V, please don't tell me you're tied into this. V, honestly, I would like to say I'm not.
No.
Joni, you're the one who sent in the twit longer, aren't you? V, yeah, I won't lie to you. I will be straight up honest. Joni, V, I trusted you. I trusted...
Okay, now I'm very mixed on this. It's one thing to leak it if it's a secret, but a twit longer would be public, would it not? like, don't get me wrong, it's still a scummy action, right? Like, it would have been better to come from them, but at the same time, why would you make it a public spectacle before telling your partner? That's almost guaranteeing the route that they're gonna find out by someone else. I don't know. That's a weird detail.
Everyone, why? V, I don't like that you were hiding something like that from the most important person to you, and when I told you to talk to him. Joni, I won't deny I'm heavily at fault for all this, but V, you didn't. You obviously wouldn't listen to me, and I wanted him to snap you out of it.
Oh, but that's not your call. Like, that's not your call, though. Dude, this is so fucked, man. This is so fucked. But yeah, look, what happens in a relationship, right? If someone's telling you, it should come from them. Shouldn't come from you. Shouldn't come from you. All right, you're a trusted friend. All right, that shouldn't come from you. There's some, cases where it's like, okay, I can understand, but like this, it's like, dude, this would have came better from Johnny. I don't see why you felt like you needed to intervene. On the other hand, I understand. Like, well, actually, how are they hiding it if it's a twit longer? Like, I'm kind of confused about that, because again, a twit longer would mean that it's like a public spectacle, would it not? They're not really hiding their identity then. I mean, if you gave them the twit longer in the first place, that would, reveal that information, then it was public information, would it not be? I'm kind of lost on that point. But, yeah.
But instead, he was more angry about the fact that you lied to him and hid shit. Joni, the only reason I hid it away was because I was scared. Especially after a convo that happened in the past. I should have talked to him. I know that, but why? This is just, he was everything to me, and now I probably lost him. Joni, you expect me to not say something at least a concern to Buddy when you aren't talking to them? Honestly, you're basically telling me I should have let you hurt my son essentially. And
what? No, don't tell me this is like your found child, bro. What? What? No. Oh yeah, if it came from a private Twitter, that would definitely change up the context. But like, fuck me. You expect me to have to say something at least a concern to Buddy when you weren't talking to them? You're telling me that dude, what is this? You're basically telling me I should have let you hurt my son. Bro, there's no way. Dude, what? Fuck. You see, some people just say bros before hoes. This guy really just said, like, son before... whatever the fuck. Son before whores, bro. This is fucked. This is fucked. Dude. Vii Omega was doing found family before Lio made it cool. Okay, buddy. Always a deleted user, dog. On God.
well, I'm sorry. I tried telling you in a concerned way, then a civil way, and then a stern way. All times you didn't listen to me. Why would you have this time? If I told you, Joni, tell Buddy. I'm sorry, but did you want me to tell him to go to New York to see you? And then he...
Ivy, that's not even true. I don't go... Okay, I don't do that shit. Sons before Huns, dude. Yeah, sons before nuns. Dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. Again, though, this is not V's position. They willingly, like, intervened into a relationship. All right? That's not their position to tell something that personal or that crucial to them. Are you kidding me? That would have 100% been better if that came from Joni. But now you just put it in their head that the only reason why they hid it from them is because they're hiding and lying. And that they like, you gave it like a bad faith malicious interpretation, when the actual reality is there were like fear of like, being not accepted, I guess. Because honestly, you got to think about it, right? If they're both guys at this time, right? And Joni is starting to feel like that they actually more align with being a woman, right? And they're dating a gay guy, that's going to cause some issues, like logically, right? Because if the person's only into men, right, that could stem the thought into Joni's mind that they probably are going to break up with me, right, if I transition. And I don't want to lose them because they're very close to me, right? That's a very understandable fear that happens. Now, realistically, if they talked it out, they probably would have found out that they care for each other's more about, like, their personality versus what labels that they have, right? But still, that is a valid thought to think about, like a valid concern to have, and like a valid insecurity that happens. All right, that is a thing that's going to happen. And the way that V like went about it was like the worst interpretation and bad faith way of this. He intervened in something that just should have not. He should have. This was not his ground at all, and just made the worst case scenario happen. He's honestly just a fucking prick. Like, yeah, just not gonna lie, just a fucking prick. I'm not that's, I don't know. That's insane to me.
Basically gets crushed to find out you're now a woman? I'm sorry, but Buddy means a lot more to me than you'd think. I'd do anything to help him and make sure he's okay. I don't like that I violated your trust,
Dude.
but you know what? Were you ever gonna actually tell Buddy? Or was he gonna find out some other way when the relationship has gone as far as it has?
That's not your concern. Are you kidding me? That's just not your place to step in, though. Like, you're a piece of shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I get, like, you know, being supportive for a friend, but that is just not your thing to tell. Are you kidding me? Like, if it was like, you know, Joni cheated on them, that'd be a whole different story, right? A whole different ballpark. But that's not even what it is. This is something very personal and something that they're very insecure about, that they trusted you with. And you just said, fuck it, I'm gonna tell it in the worst way possible. And I could tell by the way you're framing this, you made a lot of, like, you know, what is the word? What is the word I'm looking for? Rationalizations. Yeah, you made a lot of self-rationalizations to justify that you actually did good in the situation, when really you're just a piece of shit that's a scumbag. Fuck me. Yeah. And I'm surprised that I'm actually getting more bad at them with the fucking relationship thing versus later. Like, because we're gonna find out so much worse shit later about them. But yeah. V acting like an unwanted relationship counselor. No, genuinely, like, this is this is stepping way into personal territory. That's fucked.
As Joni, I don't know when. I was planning on keeping it secret for a few weeks at least. I was afraid and anxious of talking to you or Buddy on it. Buddy mostly, due to an interaction we had prior to me realizing. Well, everything is in that twit longer. I'm sorry, I feel so betrayed.
Because you were. You were betrayed. You genuinely were. This V person, like, just genuinely, like, listens to your worst insecurity, right? Like, it gave you, like, listen to your most personal insecurity and then gave you the worst outcome of it possible. Like, you're a fucking dick.
He was the thing that kept me going most in life, and I ruined it. I ruined it all. V, you have all right not to like me, but you know what? I hate the fact that you hurt my son knowing that I would, and well, the fact that you hid shit all the time, and you lied to them about stuff he had to know. I was hoping that it was going to be a conversation of him saying that you talked to him around the same time I told you to talk to him, but instead, it was about a month ago.
Okay. You have to talk to him on my standards, or else I am gonna, like, you know, just fuck with all your personal shit. You suck. You fucking suck. You're a control freak. You're a fucking control freak. You fucking suck. And yeah, no, they keep referring to their partner as their son. So this is probably some found family shit.
And it wasn't even that big. You vent daily about your problems related to that. You trust me and so many other people to talk to about that. But you wouldn't trust your own partner? You wouldn't even let them know?
Because they're part of the fucking insecure. Are you kidding me? Again, it's not that they don't trust them, it's they're scared. Are you kidding me? Because if you're going to tell a gay man that they're a woman now, then yeah, technically that would make it so that they're not gay anymore. Then which would probably lead to the assumption that the relationship's going to end. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're an idiot. You're a fucking dumbass. You wouldn't even trust your own partner? It's a lot more complicated than that. Are you kidding me? Dude. I feel like I'm getting too invested in this. But it's like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Okay. Fucking hell.
What did you expect me to do after I found out that Buddy knew absolutely nothing? The person who would be affected just as much as you, if not more?
Oh my god, you are so fucking annoying. Dude. You are so annoying, dude. Yeah, what did you expect me to do? Maybe not leak it and frame it in the most bad faith way possible? Are you fucking kidding me? You're a douchebag, dude. Fuck me. You mad, bud? Fuck you.
Joni, When I told him about being non-binary, V, I know you don't like that I violated your trust. Joni, this ended up being said, quote, I just wanted everything to go okay while at Dad's. When I saw the pic, I thought you were trans and we were over. I thought that everything was over, end quote. I was scared. Anxiety just got to me and I didn't want to say anything. I hate this. I hate.
Wait, whoa. Okay, so, yeah, they were told by their part. Yeah, no, that just gives more reason why they would have the insecurity. Fuck me, dude. I hate that you're right. They're not right. They're a piece of shit.
that you are right. V, yeah, but that doesn't give you the right to fucking actively destroy your relationship.
That's why I did it for you. Like, what the fuck? Don't if we're gonna play this game, it's like, you hurt my son. Dude, no, you hurt him. Are you kidding me? You framed their partner, someone that they care about a lot, in the worst way possible. You actually hurt them a lot more than you, like, realize, and you're acting like you're a fucking hero here. You're a piece of shit.
And then get mad at me for daring to stick up for my fucking son.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Oh my god. My fucking... Oh, you fucking faggot. My god. Dude, no. Fuck me.
Why are you getting mad at me when I and Buddy have all right to be mad at you?
Oh my god, kill yourself.
You didn't listen to me. You wouldn't talk to me when you had an issue to try and actually deal with your problem. And you didn't even talk to Buddy. Instead, let's talk to Tumblr people and use made up fucking BS to try and make me feel validated because trans is the new hip thing and I
Oh
cannot
my
be a male
God,
that happens
fuck
to be
off.
more femme than most. I'm sorry, but if you want to say that I hurt you, I'm sorry that I did. I really am.
Okay, so, yeah, I did forget that they did call them, like, a trans trender. So, okay, so they violated their trust because they didn't feel like that they were being honest with themselves or something. And that's why, okay, that's why the wording of, like, you need professional help came in. Yeah, it's just someone that doesn't... See, realistically, I know why they vented them because it was a close friend, but, like, that was probably, like, the worst case scenario. Then they vented to someone who just doesn't believe in, like, transit or anything like that to any degree and think that people only do it just so that they could get, like, big off of it. Which, it's just, it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. I mean, dude, fucking hell. Like, what the fuck is this? I mean, I can't even think of, like, one person that was trans that, like, got popular by just pretending to be trans. Like, I don't know where that really came from. I really don't, but whatever.
And now, back to the original document. V continues. More importantly, you're only getting me more angry the more you lie by admission, and more importantly want to actively prove to me that I should have the reason to think you're going to change. Like, Joni, how can you be sexual when you're non-binary? Now, aside from
What? 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 What are you talking about, man? I lost you. I lost you. I lost you, bro. I so lost you. I so lost you. What do you want about, bro? I just, you know how dumb that sounds? It's like, dude, it's a comfortable label. That's like saying, how can you be sexual if this is your nickname? How can you be sexual if this is your profession? It just doesn't make any sense. What do you mean? What are you? What do you mean? How can you experience natural tendencies to every human, but have this as a comfortable label? It just doesn't add up, bro. It doesn't add up. That's dude. Why? I'm trying to be edgy and base, dude. I don't want to be soy today. Fuck.
V trying to belittle and berate Joni over a personal choice that V should in no way have any say over. Either Vii Omega is being evil.
Dude, let's engage. Let's see a debate between me and V about transhood, dude. This would be great. I'll be like, okay, V, ignoring all the other allegations, let's talk about transgenderism, okay? All right, that's what we're going for. Fuck me.
More malicious or outright idiotic by stating non-binary people cannot be sexual. And even then, what business is it to an 18-year-old if a 16-year-old can or cannot be sexual? Joni does defend this by stating how uncomfortable they feel and how she knows herself better than anybody, and V was just trying.
Look, V, the reason. Okay, does that make any sense? Yeah, it does. It does, actually. Fucking dumbass. Look, V, the reason I don't listen is just mostly because this is difficult to explain. Like I know myself. More than any other person. Hearing somebody tell me what I am and am not just messes with me. I don't like talking with you over these topics because it always just comes down to what you think personally most of the time. I feel like I'm getting looked down upon every time we engage about this. And it annoys me because I'd rather something like this not harm our friendship as for the other thing. Look, I know I have literally no reason to explain stuff to my parents. Let's see, no reason to not explain stuff to my parents, but I'm just scared to approach them, which is a very common thought process. Dude, what? Yeah, like obviously they're gonna be like, yeah, I don't really like want to talk about this considering you keep trying to like, you know, say that I'm just like a person that is mentally ill and just needs help all the time. Like, why would I engage in this conversation? They're like, fucking hell.
Trying to use his personal beliefs to override how Joni felt. And how despite that, they still wanted to be friends with V. V continues by stating they think being non-binary isn't a real thing, and how it's...
Yeah? Not, I'm fine if you want to be non-binary, despite me thinking outright doesn't exist. I find it hard to talk to them about stuff like this, because you cannot actually find me one adult in their older years who is non-binary. Okay? Okay. Dude. Mostly just due to my own nose. It's a fucking phase. Honestly, I have a... They just keep going on about it. I find it hard to talk about this. It's a fucking phase. Honestly, I have a little to no reason to not think you're just overanalyzing yourself and trending along with the trans thing. Because with how this has been going, you give me no reason to think otherwise. You hate me for that if you want, but you gave me no reason to think otherwise and decided not even talk to me about this beforehand, just expecting me to accept it suddenly. Why are you friends with them? Why are you friends with them? If you're constantly just like denying, like, you know, what they are to you, right? They're being fully open, like, you know, with their thoughts and shit, and you're just constantly like telling them they're crazy and saying, why are you friends with them? Like, there's got to be something that keeps the friendship going. I have no fucking clue what would be the appeal of being around someone that's constantly like trying to tell you you're something that you're not. I don't really. Fuck me. Yeah, even if it turns out to be a phase, who cares? That's a part of self-discovery, Nabi. Okay? Okay, that's the part of the self-discovery. Dude. Fuck me.
I've not seen one non-binary adult.
Dude. You know what? I'm gonna own them with a Google search, okay? Non-binary adults. Okay. Let's just look at some images. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Wow. You know what? Just to make it so it's not like Google stuff, right? Let's do this. It's gonna give me fucking Ezra Miller. I'm gonna feel so bad. No. Okay, we're good. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Insane. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. It's whatever. Never seen one exist. I know this is 2019, but still. Elliot Page, yeah. I know this dumb point to LARP on. We all know what's the case, right? It's dumb. It's dumb. I'm engaging in it. It's
just a phase, and how he's never seen an adult who is non-binary, which is, again, fucking ridiculous, followed by V implying that Joni is a transtrender and how they're angry that they never spoke to V about it beforehand, and in V's mind, that somehow gives credence to Joni not being trans. This part specifically highlights V's extremely controlling nature around others around him, and especially Joni, feeling obligated to all information around Joni's gender identity. The following messages are quite long, but I feel it important to read these out because it's genuinely sickening how V thought this was okay. Joni, I can't hate. Hate is a really strong word for me, but I won't lie in saying that makes me really peeved. V, and not even try to talk to me about how you were before any of this. I feel like I cannot trust you, but
You can't trust them. You can't trust. You're such a piece of shit. Oh my fucking god.
because you wouldn't trust anyone else with that information aside from people who obviously don't know what they're talking about. Yes, because Vii Omega is an absolute expert on trans identity. He continues.
I'm debating again on that. I actually think they are, dude. Yeah, and you're just sweeping, you're coping, you're molding.
You may be as mad with me as you like, but when you and I can both agree that you didn't listen and have no reason not to learn from your past mistake by not being honest with the people who need to know it most, what reason do I have to give you any respect? Like, why should I be respectful of your identity if you can't even be honest about it? I get that.
Why are you gonna like try to not even tell me if you're not even gonna be real with it, dude? But I am being honest. No, you just think you're being honest, okay? You just think you're being honest. You're not being honest, dude. Like, okay, like that's why people don't engage with that mindset. Are you kidding me? You already have a preconceived notion of like what you already like think about it beforehand. Like realistically, if your responses are gonna be it's a mental illness and you need to shut it down now and fix yourself, why the fuck would they come to you? Like they already know your answer. Like, fucking hell. Oh, what's up, Netherless? Ace is gonna become the spokesman of the CC queers. No, stop. Oh, look, I'm the edgy based guy. Okay, I can't do the fucking soy stuff. Okay, I can't be that way. All right, dude. This is so bad. This is so bad, bro. Oh, fuck me, dude. I did not think we were gonna be having the trans talk again on this. This is so evil.
People will become more sensitive at times when time progresses, but this is honestly to a point where your oversensitivity has you in a bind, doesn't it? Honestly, I even question myself about even discussing this with you. It's obvious you're not going to listen to me when I have tried to help
Say a slur for the queers in chat, King. What's good, my faggots?
you before, so I gave up realizing my words of advice are ignored. So instead I'm giving you my personal thoughts and my feelings, because maybe that matters more to you, or maybe it doesn't, I don't know. I just want my friend back. I just want them to snap out of this, and I want them to go back to who they actually are, because this isn't you. You changed a lot.
This isn't you. Stop. You became the very thing you sworn to destroy. Please. I know what you are. Don't do it. Please, don't do it, man.
And I don't like it. And no, I'm not referring to the non-binary thing here. Your mentality changed. Your way of handling yourself has changed. In some areas, you have gotten better, but at what cost? Joni, I know you're not. You want the me back who could confine stuff to you easily, right? V, well, Joni, here's what I'm gonna say. It looks like that you easily, right?
Okay.
V, well, Joni, here's what I'm gonna say. It looks like that you want to lie to people that matter to you most. And what you said on your vent account, it shows me that you're willing to lie to your parents because of this fear. And seeing as I can never know what you're truly thinking, I can never know if you're ever being honest with me, or anyone for that matter. I think you even lie to yourself and you don't even realize it.
No, a lie. This gay. A lie would have intent. All right. If you're lying to yourself. Why am I engaging with this again?
You think I like being like this in general? Be honest here. Actually, no. Pretend to be honest because I can't be sure anymore.
You're so gay. Bro saw like one Ben Shapiro debate and thinks he's the top shit, dude. Fuck me. Fuck me.
Joni, I don't think that. I think this pains you more than anything else. Bringing up what happened with Buddy, all of this. You know I feel low. You know and see how bad I've gotten over time. With my fear and anxiety, only a sadist would enjoy this, so no, I don't think you like this at all. We've been friends for 2 years, V. You would never enjoy this.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you guys friends? My, this is like definitely like a sign to like stop being friends for sure. Like all things regardless, aside, this person's showed to be like a control freak, a manipulative like scumbag, and just a hateful prick. All right, this is just not they're not healthy to be around, to put it that way. They're not healthy to be around. So it's like this is fucking wild to me.
V, I want you to be better, but when you refuse to listen to me, when it's obvious that I know how to deal with this a lot better than you, and probably anyone else you talk to about this, it gives me the impression that when you hide things, when you lie about things and won't listen, it comes off to me that you only want me around for emotional support.
Thanks, Midgematic, for the defense.
And don't care about how I feel or what I think, and I hope to fucking God you understand that. Yes, V, because that's what a friend is meant to do. They're meant to be there for emotional support. Joni.
Yeah? You know what, Yen? I need emotional support, dude. You've made me go like fucking mental. Alright, I'm pinging Yen right now. Alright, I'm pinging Yen. I need emotional support. Anyways.
Continues. That's not it either. I can see that perspective. I can see it well. I'll be honest. With the identity thing alone, I'm scared and anxious about talking with you. Everything else, though...
Yeah, I can understand that, right? I can understand that, right? They're like 16. So it's like, obviously they're not going to be an expert in understanding this. I don't really know how their friendship really even spawned anyways, if this is just how V feels. And V constantly is always like, knocking them down, knocking them down a peg every chance they get. I don't know what even like V sees the appeal of the friendship. Maybe he likes being a piece of shit. But yeah, no, this is just definitely like a bad friendship. They don't mix. They don't mix.
I think it's just that one other problem I can't seem to learn from as hard.
What's up? Just take a break.
Hard as I try in that I don't want people to worry about me too much. A lesson I should have learnt from, but I fear has gotten worse. V, I just want my fucking friend back. Non-binary or not, I just want them back.
They're right there. They're right there, bro. What that just means is they're just saying, I want you to go back to normal. That's really what that means. That's really all they mean by that, and like they just want them to go back to being like cis or whatever. So if I was to take a wild guess, right, I'm going to guess that when Joni was 14, they probably didn't have the struggles with a gender identity, or really like not really understand what it was, right? And probably did identify a certain way, the way they were born. And V became friends with them at that point, and this was just kind of like a thing that kind of like stemmed or happened during their friendship. And because they've been friends for so long, they thought they could trust them, just to be like given the worst backstab in the world. That's what I'm just going off on a limb here, but that's probably why V even like entertained a friendship in the first place. But yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked.
V, okay, I'm gonna say it. I honestly am not a fan of how you went about your transition, and it definitely feels like a personal attack when you know my struggles in the past of when I had to go through trans thoughts.
Okay. Wait, so if you were late, right? Why are you calling it trans trending when you had the thoughts? So you should understand better than the average person what like gender dysphoria is like then. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro?
And when you say there is also no criteria to being trans, it feels like you are invalidating tons of pain I had to go through. And when you also suddenly...
Well, you don't... That just means you don't have to do the surgeries or shit like that. It's just a certain, like... It's like a spidey sense, Transgenderism is like a spidey sense, okay? You can just feel it, alright? It's like a calling, okay? It's like a sense, okay? I wouldn't know because I don't have it. But from, like, what I hear, it's like a inner calling, okay? And it's a soul guide, okay? Fuck me.
shift gears with yourself with two major things without really listening to much of what I or others had told you with the best of intentions. It felt like you
Sure.
genuinely had no respect for what I had to say, or how I felt, and same with others. It really feels like that your main reason for you thinking that you were trans was your non-masculine physique, and things
Okay.
like that in general, when those are physical traits and personality and not thought processes. It really feels like you trivialized something that was genuinely serious to me, and not just that, something I had to go through almost half a year of mental torture for.
Okay, so this is actually quite interesting. So this is not, we're not dealing with just an uneducated like prick anymore, right? We're actually dealing with someone that like they're comparing like, you know, it like it's like something they're trying to like put like a blanket statement on what it could be when that's not the reality of it. So it's like, I guess it comes off as like, you know how like there's that vibe, right, where like boomers get mad at like, you know millennials or whatever, because it's like they have it easier in their generation of growing up versus like, you know, when they were growing up. It's like the mentality of like, well, what the fuck, if I had to go through all this pain, then why can't you? You don't really know what it was like, you don't understand what it was like for me. It's kind of like that mentality, but like, you know, I guess with like transgenderism. So I'm going to imagine that V probably had it really bad, I guess, with their thoughts. I'm imagining they probably had a lot of insecurities, a lot of things. Even though it's only like a 2-year difference with these people, they probably had it like on a more severe scale. If I'm being good faith with it, and since it doesn't seem like it's coming off that way with Joni, that they had it that way, they're getting upset because it's like, well, why did I have to go through this much pain, but like you are not expressing the same amount of pain? What the fuck? I think you're just faking it. I think you're mocking me. It's really stupid, right? It happens, right? But it's a really stupid way to go about it, because all they're doing is just making it worse for the person. They're not helping. They're letting their personal insecurities like increase and enable the insecurities of other people, and that doesn't do any good. So it's like the way they're going about it is like literally the worst way that they could go about it, especially considering they're supposed to just be a supportive friend. Realistically, they should be understanding this the most, considering they had the same exact thoughts. But no, that instead of like, you know, being like, well, if I had this happen for me, it's very possible that they could be going through the same thing. It's, oh no, fuck it. Like they're trying to like find any reason to try to invalidate them any like step of the way. So it's very yeah, it's it's very interesting. Yeah. That's such a ridiculous mindset. As someone who struggled with dysphoria, shouldn't you want other trans people to have it easier? Isn't that the whole point now? Yeah, that is honestly also the counter that gets used for boomers. It's like, isn't it a good thing that life's easier to go through, or some things are just easier to do now? That's showing progress. That's showing that we're adapting. Like, it's horrible that you went through a terrible time. It genuinely is. And I feel for your pain. But wouldn't it be like, wouldn't it be a good thing if you wouldn't want to subject to, like, you know, your literal grandchildren to like go through the same that shit that you went through? Wouldn't you want that for your grandkids? Like, I mean, it's a good thing in the end of it, right? It's like, if we could find ways like to give like healthier ways to cope with something, or, you know, healthier ways to express yourself rather than just kind of like guessing and aiming, right? It's like, that would be better. That would be better. People that, you know, having people that know a little bit more about the topic and being able to talk to them, that's going to be way better than just aimlessly like wondering what to do because you've never been in the situation before and you don't know anyone that has an experience. It should be a good thing that, you know, it's easier to get through now. It should be a good thing that some people have it easier because they have like a, you know, healthier environment that can help them with like the stuff like this. That shouldn't be a thing where it's like, oh, fuck this person, they're a piece of shit. But it is a mindset that does occur. It is a mindset that does happen. Even if I think it's dumb, it is a common mindset that does happen. And that's what kind of makes this interesting, because instead of just being like, you know, a dumbass that doesn't know what they're talking about, they're more looking at it like a perspective. It's like, oh, you're mocking me because you didn't have it as bad as I did. Which, very interesting way to do it. Joni's in the chat. Where's the Joni? Oh, they are. I was close at the time, was very unaware to the red flags and got manipulated into thinking I was always wrong, so I never left. I was wrong, so I never left. I say, yeah. No, I get it. You were like 16 at the time. It's obviously a bad friendship, but Yeah. Ah. Ugh. Fuck me. Yeah. We ride along. We ride along.
Figuring out yourself is good, but when you do it in basically
Yeah, what's
the
up,
span
Johnny?
of a few weeks, I don't wish to sound insulting, but I feel like that the way you went around this was inconsiderate of people like myself, and not just that, your ways of secrecy and sudden shifting, and when you sort of show a lack of remorse for how you would hurt some people like myself or Jackson and even Timmy, I don't even know how I'm supposed to feel about you.
Okay.
I felt personally attacked.
I can understand, right? It does break down to intentions, right? This is a tedious conversation to get into. It's possible they could have hurt other people, but the answer to that should not be you hurt them back. This is a very weird gray area that gets into a lot of emotion because it's not like morally egregious stuff that we're talking about here necessarily. Right, we're talking about like, self identities and relationships here. So it's like naturally there is going to be like things that there's going to be a little bit of stinging here and there because there's a lot of self exploring, there's a lot of things to figure out, right? So it's like it's going to happen. Doesn't make them a bad person for it. But it's like your answers for that should not be to be like a manipulative, like twisted dickhead, right? Like that's bro. That's like what the fuck, dude. Fuck my life. I'm gonna call him the word again. Oh, I'm fucking judge. Yeah? Before Ace acts like more of a cunt to you. Dude, yeah. I'm gonna act like a super cunt, dude. Alright? I'm gonna be like, even though I'm not wearing the costume, I'm gonna be KP, okay? How dare you don't consider me in your transition we, Eggy? Yeah, no, Eggy, it's like, is there someone you forgot to ask? Maybe, just maybe, we don't get into Miner's identity and let them be. Yeah, you gotta let them figure it out. You gotta let them fly their own wings. This is tedious.
Multiple times. I felt like you wouldn't listen to someone who obviously understood how this would be more. You avoided people who you had no reason to avoid, who would always try to help you figure out who you were. And when you were around my clique of people who were mostly gay and bi, and then you're just now suddenly around a bunch of trans people and a bunch of other stuff. And
Okay.
considering how you would treat some situations and not consider other things, I kind of feel like that you walked all over myself, Buddy, and Timmy to just sort of fit in with the crowd of people you feel closer with now. And
What? What are you talking about? This is such a weird way to take it. Obviously, if they're having those thoughts, they would surround themselves with people who have, it's like a path, right? It's a path to go through. And with gender dysphoria, if there's people that are further along the path, talking to other people that's been through the same stuff only gives you the possibility of like, okay, what do I do in this situation? They would have definitely a better understanding. They probably have healthy ways to cope with this, or proper ways to deal with this, or ways to get over these like milestones. It's not a bad thing to do. Like what do you do? What are you doing, bro? This is such a weird way to take it. Yo, A-Space, I sent you a message on Discord to ask about joining the call so I can like supply context and stuff easier. Okay, so maybe if you want to join my server, we could probably talk about it before we get into the Lia Ponder confrontation. Yeah, I'll let you, I could just talk to you after I get through this stuff, because I definitely wouldn't mind getting some context on some things for sure. But yeah, we're going through Yen's video on Vii Omega. Yeah. Fuck. God forbid you want to be around people that understand you. Yeah, it's just controlling. It's just fucking controlling, yeah.
because of that, I have to say that I just don't know if I can respect your identity or take your apparent struggle of possibly being trans seriously when it only came off as you misunderstanding general traits and physical characteristics and small preferences as signs of you being trans. And yes, it is personal, but I'm sorry if this hurts you. But I kept quiet about this long enough. And for all the times I stay quiet about when you hurt me or make me feel like I don't matter in some situations, or my opinion only matters to you when you agree with it, I just don't think I will feel right if I do not tell you that a reason why I will although respect your pronouns but won't respect your apparent struggle is because you didn't respect mine or anyone else's, and still don't by never ever once actually listened to people who wanted to help. And
it's because you only wanted one end goal. when that's just not the reality of what was gonna happen. Like, this is so tedious, bro. Like, this is so annoying. It's like, essentially, the whole thing of just like, you wouldn't accept my word is you wouldn't like go to the same conclusion I wanted you to go to. It's just controlling. Yeah, no shit that they're not gonna talk to you. Are you kidding me? Like, you're fucking insane. You're trying to deny something that is there. It's dumb. Fuck me, man.
I'm more than sure that I'm not just speaking for myself here, but I am sure that when I feel like you used other people to a lesser extent to make you feel better in the moment leading
Shut up,
up
Kat.
to all of this. Now, I'm aware that was quite a lot of text to go through, but again, I think it's really important to highlight these priorities in these conversations. But I will also point out this point is very interesting in note in why V mentions how Joni, whilst around V, was surrounded by mainly bi and gay people, and had recently been around trans people during her transition, and how this angered V so much, and as I said earlier, V admits to having a crush on Joni, leading to my suspicion that this transphobic behaviour was an additional means of controlling Joni to fit into his sexual desires, which is an added layer of disgusting behaviour and the sexual grooming we will see later into this document.
Which definitely would be really fucking weird if true. Not denying it. It's definitely possible. They were trying very hard to make it seem like they were, doing the wrong thing, right? Like, choosing the wrong thing, right? It would be very weird because if their partner is someone that they consider their son, but they were secretly attracted to, Joni, it's like, it's very disgusting. Now, admittedly, right, it is going off of speculation and, trying to read behavior, right? So I wouldn't like boldly say that for sure, but it's like I wouldn't be surprised, right, if that was the case. Kat, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Yeah, okay, I get it. You want to be pet, dude. Dude, I have a cool tuxedo cat, guys. She's like really awesome, but she just sometimes like, yeah, she likes meowing into the mic sometimes. She's kind of fucked up.
The document continues by V stating, Joni, you replaced your friends that you used to almost always be around and originally identified with, and when you became closer with these others, you just basically tossed the rest of us to the side and didn't realize what kind of hurt you were going to cause. Like, here's another thing you obviously know. I hide issues that hurt me immensely, or are bothering me if it's something I feel will cause a bigger problem than it's worth. Joni replies by stating, the second of which being the reason, right? And after I said you were gay.
Hold on. Wait. I had issues that hurt me immensely. Yeah, so you... What? So you do that. Why are you getting on them for it? You're just a fucking hypocritical piece of shit.
Keeping it because something that would cause a big problem if you brought it up again. Well, no shit.
Lol. The second of which being the reason, right? After I said you were gatekeeping, became something you could cause a big problem if you were brought up again. Does Yen read more of these? I imagine they do. Just in case if not. Yeah, and when it comes to this entire thing in general, you want to fucking gatekeep yourself, saying there's no criteria to be trans, when no, that's not how that fucking works. What the fuck? Joe, to be focused on the main thing, I don't respect your identity. I don't think you're a she. I cannot think you did this for anything else other than attention, and I genuinely don't feel like you actually cared about anyone's feelings in this entire thing, especially when you were just so quick to toss Jackson to the side when you were claiming how much you loved him. What? Okay, I didn't do it for attention. I'll admit, when I came to the conclusion, I didn't think of others aside from the fear that they would all hate me. But I get it. I won't try to change your views or anything like that. Is there anything else you want to say? I'm not sure what else I could say for myself.
It because something that would cause
Fucking
a big
hell.
problem if you brought it up again. Well, no shit, Joni was worried
I'm not meowing back to the cat, dude. The fuck?
about talking about this topic to V, given his response to learning about Joni being trans was to berate them in massive blocks of texts, not even giving Joni any way of defending herself, just insulting and bullying them over this very difficult
They're
decision in
galloping.
her life. These messages do continue on with the same level of transphobia you could expect from life. These messages
I'm reading them. Okay. You can't let me not read them, Yen. Okay. You can't. Okay. Oh, yeah. Jonah, let me put it like this. Just because you don't like aspects of your body doesn't mean you're trans. Want me to show you how easy it is to have someone not be at odds with their gender identity, but yet show a lot of characteristics that you have and would not be trans? You're looking at them. I don't like my facial hair. I wish I had smoother skin. I prefer I have longer hair. I personally would prefer it if people treated me more like a woman at times than a manly man, because I ain't a manly man. I at times felt like I had been born into the opposite gender too because I'm a fucking gay. And guess what? I even took a gender dysphoria test as you were typing this out. Okay. I think they're talking about something that would be considered a like, what is it called? Body dysmorphia, which is another thing, right? That is another thing to consider. But that's more something that applies for. It's not really like a gender thing. It's more just like, insecurities about your body, but it doesn't have to be tied to gender. But yeah, I think that's what they're on about.
Do continue on with the same level of transphobia you could expect from someone like this, and I will put
What's up,
some of these
J7?
examples on the screen as I talk, but I genuinely cannot.
Admittedly, I'll admit you're right in that I have become more sensitive, though that's not due to being trans. Okay. Okay. Out of fear of being hurt so many times, I ended up some kind of conflict. My mental state just kept getting worse and worse. It's the reason why I try to avoid having arguments a lot, because I don't want to have to go back to that again. Whenever I do stir up conflict on Twitter, admittedly, that's just another flaw I have. Letting my emotions come first over me thinking. Another flaw I have, which has been there since the Dragon Tree and the Fran situation. Have I become more political? Yeah, that's admittedly also true that I can't deny. Though that's admittedly because I don't want my friends to feel hurt or anybody else in their situation to be hurt. Though I'll admit that the way I address stuff may be a little preachy or come off as I'm saying stuff in a manner that's black and white. V, are you still here? I finished everything I was saying here. I'm still here, yeah. I'm not sure what to say here because you literally sit here telling me you're still the same person you always were, personality-wise, when you agree or not on some fronts. Dude, so many fucking dots, bro. I'm dead. I'm dead, bro. I'm fucking, ugh. What's up, Kairos? Yeah. Fuck, some fronts, and then go off talking about how you didn't change in other areas, as if that means anything when the main focus was how you hurt me and others, and not just how you're literally lying outright to my face. You see, look, you feel trans, but think about me. How does that affect me? Your gender dysphoria has personally affected me in such a way. Like, fuck off.
Stomach reading some of these out, and I think you may understand.
Okay, so they were friends before they were trans. That did confirm that. Yeah.
Why that may be. The document continues by showing V and Joni's Twitter conversations, which contains how V felt so betrayed that Joni was different.
Fuck me. Fuck. Okay. Why you can't trust me? I do. I think I just changed back when you could trust me. That was all real. I can't say I'm the same person. I've admittedly become a lot more political, act more often nowadays instead of watch. I have changed from the person that I used to be. I can't deny that or say that I'm the same person that I used to be. Saying so would be a lie, but I didn't pretend. You don't have to trust that either. Again, I understand that, but I do mean it when I say that I never did pretend when I was around you. Yeah, it totally makes sense when you're going against everything you originally stood for. You don't think people could change their minds over time, just in general? What are you talking about? Makes me inclined to believe you when it's such a dramatic shift. Yeah, 14 to 16, there's definitely a lot of mental development. What are you talking about? And not just that, but try to originally hold me to your standards because I would bend to you because I cared. No, that was really only you. I have changed too, but it sure is hell more consistent and considerate than the one you. Okay, nice.
And changing as a person, accusing Joni of using someone called Timmy for
consider that one you made, and definitely makes people who thought they knew you feel like you ever respected them in the first place. Your girlfriends can keep me blocked all they like. Yeah, please, lighters, block this guy. And hell, you don't even need to try and make amends with me. But don't say I didn't warn you when I said history always repeats itself. I don't think you even know who you are, because nobody else knows or can be really sure anymore. I still feel like you used Timmy for your own pleasure. You lied to everyone. Okay.
pleasure. What is being referred to by this is how Joni would do similar role plays to the one she had with V, which makes the accusation really hypocritical and a sigh of V wanting to control
Ugh, you lied to everyone who was wanting to make sure you were okay. An emotional attachment to you, or outright was planning to lie to them. Not just that, likely was cheating on Jackson before you got another. What? Got together with your first girlfriend. And not just that, what? But suddenly, you're not even who you said you were. Fuck. You were grateful to be anymore. Making yourself more confident in who you were because of Timmy and I. Sorry, I cannot be inclined to think that you were ever telling me the truth when you just threw me away as my time came and leaved out all the rest. I just sure as hell hope that if the same fucking what? Hope that the same fucking happens to you, you finally understand how my pain losing who you were truly was. Because you don't understand, and I doubt you ever will, because I am more than sure that you didn't even care to try if you felt you had lying to me and being the kind of person you were.
Trolled Joni alongside
Okay, bro.
accusing Joni of cheating on another person with no basis.
I'm just sure as hell hope, yeah. Ugh. Lying to me and being the kind of person you were towards my own identity struggles and everything else combined is anything to be considered. I may be harsh as I used to be, but I sure as hell still have a fucking heart. No, you don't. Or the heart goes to the underage, sure. I just sometimes wish you still had yours. Oh, you're such a dick. And yeah, don't think I am confident saying this just because it's text. I would say it to your fucking face too. Yeah?
At all, stating how Joni didn't need to try and make amends with Vii, alongside calling her
So
heartless, and
petty,
yet despite
dude.
this, Vii would later go on to try and reach out to Joni via email, stating the following: Joni, it's me, Vii. Could you message me on Discord at some point?
What?
I know it's out of nowhere and such, but honestly I've had enough of being the one hiding here, and I cannot find your old Discord.
I'm not. I hate hiding. I have to be hunting, alright? What are you doing, bro?
I'm tired of crying. Hell, I don't fucking know if you even really check up on this account. I want and need a resolve. I really cannot take this anymore. I
What happened to you don't have to make it up to me?
miss you. We've been friends for fucking years, and this is how we're being with each other? People who can barely approach the other because we can't just figure out things or how to fix the means of how we hurt each other and how to move on from that?
Post-rage clarity, dude. Fuck me.
Almost every time a mention of you is made, I go either close to dead silent, or I have to leave the call now because of how worked up I am over all of this, and I try to avoid the topic of you with others as often as I can. I know we had an argument not too long ago in the comments of your video, but can we just put that aside, just so that way I can actually talk with you properly again? Just one more time. I can't deal with texting anymore if you're able to—
I know this was only a friendship, but they're acting like an abusive ex, dude. This is so fucking bizarre. I don't know, like, I don't really see friendships, like, go like this. It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. I'm more used to seeing this in, like, the dating realm, but this is odd as fuck.
at some point, I genuinely just can't feel right anymore if we don't work this out, Joni. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking sorry about being so distant. I've just been honestly scared of fucking things up, and I just don't want this anymore.
Yeah?
I just want us to be friends. I'm honestly not even myself anymore because of how much this separation of our friendship caused on myself at least. If you feel that you're better off without me, so be it. But at the very least, I'm just sorry. I just at the very least wanted you to know that.
That's how
Even
they
if
get
we
you.
never get this settled between us, because I'm sure that a long time from now, I'll probably be fine. But honestly, I'd rather not have to deal with that.
Yeah, that's fucking hell. That's how they get you, though. That's how they get you. It's like, I'm fucking sorry. I'll change for the better. Please, don't cut me off. Please. It's because yeah, you're gonna be better off without a person like this for sure. But that's how they get you, though. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. It's really fucked up. But that is how they get you. It's very manipulative. It's very toxic. It's very gross. It's like, dude, just pack it up and go, bro.
This would lead to Joni and Vii reopening contact and the final conversation they would have together before Joni made her document and twit longer, being an argument over a tweet Joni had made highlighting police abusing power and how Vii took offense to it, saying that Joni researched the example wrong, despite the example Joni used
Okay.
to be quite fair. Most of what I have spoken
Whatever.
about regarding Joni's document had made its way to Lio Convoy and Ponder Sprocket. Just after the document was released, the pair were not aware of the grooming evidence yet, unfortunately, when they confronted Vii.
Okay, so are we in this realm yet? Looks like it. Okay, Joni, let's chat. All right, if you're up for it. Oh, you're black? Lol. Hi. All right. I left you a DM. I'll see how this goes. Okay. Sneak attack. Sorry. Whoopsie. Hello?
Yeah.
Hey. So,
Right.
yeah, that.
Left you,
Let me adjust your mic a little bit. You're a little quiet.
goes.
Yeah, I got you. Say
Oh,
something.
am I quiet?
I fixed
Sneak
it. I
attack.
got you. I got you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. What's up? What's up, Johnny?
Technically, I'm up. I'm awake. But yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I am sorry. Yeah, I'm bad at puns. I'm warning you now.
Oh.
But yeah, I am sorry for you having to go through the absolute hell that is Vii Omega, and you haven't even gotten to the worst stuff yet.
Yeah, I mean, I got through the first segment, so that's cool. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of like I'm very interested in this person because I know like I said earlier, like I've talked about this person very lightly just because of Cloak and Dagger, but they obviously weren't ever like a huge main focus, more of like the first domino to cause that effect, if you will. But after seeing that, I guess I got some light questions, for sure, just to start off, and then you can kind of fill me in with whatever context you'd like, for sure. But
Sure, hit me.
so for the person that you dated at the time, right? I think the V referred to them as like buddy. Was that genuinely like V's like found son or something? Like I don't know why they refer to them as son.
Okay, Christ. So, first off, the name popped up a few times. So, Buddy and Jackson are the same person. That might have not been clear in the.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
So, oh gosh, no, like, V and Buddy, they were like really close friends. I found Buddy through V, and V like considered him like a quote unquote son, which was really fucking creepy.
Hmm. So like, was it ever like? So it wasn't really like even an official thing. Like that was just something like V was just kind of like
No.
imposing on them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that you see, it would be less weird if it was like an official found family thing. Unironically, that's 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 fucking weird. Okay, so wait, just for clarity, how old was Jackson?
Jackson was like, it was like one. It was like either the same age as me or one age older.
Okay, because like I do understand that like V was like, I guess freshly became an adult to my understanding. Like I think they were 18 while you were 16, if I remember that correctly. But
You remember correctly.
yeah, because like definitely with how they were acting, like they were definitely like a manipulative piece of shit for sure, 100%. But I guess what was I gonna ask with that?
Honestly, it's unfortunate that Skype is no longer active because then we'd have like a whole bunch of other evidence to pull upon. Because again, this was I knew V before we even got on Discord. I knew him back in the Skype days, and it was bad then too.
Yeah.
Like he'd break out in the full like erotic like roleplay shit in like the chats for one of the sort of like commentary group chats. And there was one that was the whole bunch just full of a bunch of minors, and he was pulling that shit in there. But you know, since Skype is no longer active, can't really pull through any of those.
Right. So yeah, actually, I did want to ask about something with that, like with kind of like the relationship with V in the first place, like how you guys became friends, like how, like it seems like, right, it seems more like from what I'm seeing, seems like that they did everything in their power to like kind of like belittle you and like invalidate like what you are. So it's like I guess I gotta like wonder, like how did you guys even like stem a friendship in the first place? Like were they always like that? Like what happened?
So we found each other through the slideshow commentary community. If you pay attention to the community, there's a whole bunch of like commentary groups
Right.
where people can just hang out. I had found V originally because either I found one of his commentaries or he found one of mine. And then we ended up in a commentary group together where we started talking a lot on Skype.
Hmm.
He became one of my closest friends, and things just kind of quote unquote escalated from there. And the, it was mentioned earlier in chat. Why didn't I cut him off? I kind of mentioned that in chat earlier,
Hmm.
but I am very mentally. I have a lot of mental issues. Have you ever heard of anything called like rejection sensitivity for you?
Actually, yes, I have.
Yeah, no, I have that problem, so I have a lot of issues with both how I'm received, but it also makes it very hard for me to cut people off sometimes. Well, it used to be harder to cut. It's become way easier nowadays after this.
Yeah. No, I could
But
understand that.
also, yeah, I mentioned in the chat. Yeah, the lisp. I hate my voice. I know.
Okay. Okay, be nice. Also, I could kind of hear myself lightly through your mic. Do you just have like my live on lol?
Well, no, because I have you live muted. So
Nah, fair enough. So, okay. So, I guess like I would imagine that there had to be like, good times of the friendship though too, right? Like if you guys formed a friendship, right? Or were they like always like this?
there were good times. There were, but V had a habit of have you ever heard the term sea lioning before?
No, actually, if you could explain that, sure, for sure though.
Okay, in the context of this, it's like, well, you saw it through those DMs. Imagine any video I make, anything he disagrees with, getting a whole entire wall full of text for everything.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And because I thought V was well, he was older, and he was one of the more respected commentators in the SCC at the time, so I thought he like would know more than me, so I kind of took his word at a kind of a higher value. So I was just assumed anything I said was wrong whenever he decided to try and break me down.
I see. Okay, I can understand that mindset. Um, yeah, I could get why, because I'm not like gonna sit here and shame you for like cutting them off, but obviously, like, right, it's like I'm seeing how they are. Obviously, like I've seen like I'm not saying it's obviously it's not like cherry picked. I know I just said obviously like 5 times, but like I'm not saying it's cherry picked. But like I would imagine, right, that there would have had to be some good moments if like assuming that the friendship existed. Because like I just don't really see the appeal with the guy personally. And I know I'm looking at it from third side, third party, right? Even without all the other allegations, it's like the guy's just kind of like a control freak. That's like a piece of shit, from like what it came off to me.
Yeah, there were good times, but they kind of just were all just me getting manipulated in hindsight. One of those things like in retrospect. Because again, I was a stupid minor. We met when I was like, what, 15, 16, around that point. I was
Yeah.
like,
So did you guys like ever like make videos together, or just like give each other advice on videos, or was this like the extent of it? You just guys would just lightly talk.
we planned on making videos. We never actually collabed, thank God. Because I do remember some of the planned collabs we did, and some of the jokes he had planned towards me were atrocious. But no, I made commentaries defending him from people. At one point, there was like one video I did. We never actually made videos together. We were in a commentary group I made once, but we never actually did anything with that. It never happened, which thanks God, because then thinking about that would be painful. Absolute misery.
If you remember anything from it, what were you defending him from, if you don't mind? Just curious.
It wasn't like anything like controversial or anything. It was just like commentators. We used to commentate on each other all of the time over sometimes just really stupid stuff. As anybody who was around back then can say, we were all pretty autistic, positive around Pokemon stuff, especially.
Oh, so it'd be like he would probably like say like Charizard's great. Someone would be like say like no, it's not. And you'd be like actually I agree with V, like stuff like that.
Most of commentary stuff back then, the main targets covered with like really bad poker tubers. And then V went into more political stuff, so that changed, and that's a whole bandwagon in itself. That's a whole boat in itself.
I see. Yeah, I mean, like, well, I'm glad that you definitely did cut things off.
Yeah, I didn't. Honestly, I'm not sure how long I would have stayed. It wasn't until I started getting weird vibes because around the time there had been like another commentator in the community who had been outed as a predator. Or it's I think it was around the time the Horus shit happened. And so then I went to ask one of my partners. I sent some DMs with V and asked, "Hey, am I getting groomed?" And they told me, "Yeah, no, I am absolutely getting groomed." Uh, which, oh god, that aged poorly too, honestly.
Yeah, so
because the person I asked for help in recognizing that, I don't know if you've heard the name. Does the name Vei Kohai ring a bell?
sorry, say the name again.
Rachel, you know, it was like
okay.
Mills Kohai.
I've heard Rachel be like mentioned before by like doodle tones and stuff in the community.
Yeah, we were dating for a time.
You know how
So
to
I
pick
had
'em.
really bad luck. I had the worst luck in that community. Holy shit.
Yeah, so actually, one thing, like, was there like ever anything that they said that like indicated, like, because like I said, I do believe to come to the conclusion, right? Like, I could 100% see the coming to that conclusion based on like how they act and everything, right? But like, was it ever like like objectively said from V that they were like trying to like hold you back from like transitioning because they preferred you like before transitioning, like more in like a romantic context or anything?
Well, I like it was pretty obvious through like the screenshots you saw that V was trying to like prevent me from like recognizing any shit. Uh, but yeah, no, I do recall. I don't have those screenshots, unfortunately, but I do remember at a time where he confessed to me specifically that he had feelings for me at a point.
I wish you had
So
that.
I can confirm. Yeah, I can confirm. I can confirm that. I'd have to go searching to see if I can find that, but I know that was mentioned earlier in this. Yeah, no, I can confirm it. He flat out had a crush on me.
Was that like said like in your Discord, Twitter, or like was it Skype? Like where do you say
That was
that?
DMs.
DMs. That's yeah. That fuck it up. Yeah, that does definitely put like a whole different context on it for sure. But
Oh gosh, it wasn't mentioned in the. It wasn't mentioned in Yen's video, but there was so much. Oh gosh, there was so much shit he did. Like in the, you've definitely heard of the Cloud Palace, right?
yeah, 100%.
It wasn't mentioned in Yen's video, but fun little horrifying fact. Uh, around time we were on the Cloud Palace, V was like my quote unquote closest friend. He wasn't my first friend.
Right.
My first friend that was just as close to as V. They go by the name Lunatic the Game, or just Luna now.
Right.
So we were pretty much best friends. We had a bunch of collabs. The community considered us essentially rivals of sorts. And then the community decided to get really weird about it because they started shipping the both of us together.
Oh yeah, that is weird. Yeah.
And this is when we were both minors.
Sadly common in the community, but yeah, it's weird as fuck. Fucking hell.
And then no, it gets worse. Because then V decided to make lewd fan art of both of us.
Yeah. Was that in the Cloud Palace though?
That was in the Cloud Palace, but I don't have access to those logs to prove it. And the only screenshot I have of the photo existing is really heavily cropped.
Yeah, I would definitely like try getting that for sure because I think that would definitely what's the wording? Definitely something I feel like you would deserve to see. Or like deserve to have. Because like that's just really fucking weird.
And then you have the bit that's mentioned later on in Yen's video where, yeah, he just flat out made NSFW out of my persona when I was a minor.
Yeah, I do remember hearing about that. Yeah, they're like a disgusting sex pest for sure. From like what I'm gathering. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I also mentioned it in chat earlier. It really is funny. Well, not funny. It's sick. How like the last conversation we ever had in DMs was some white cis dude telling me, "Oh, hey, Joni, cops are actually good. You shouldn't hate them."
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then it's funny looking back because it was like I was looking through DMs a while back when I was looking for screenshots for stuff. It was like, oh right, V would just flat out say the N word in my presence, right?
Interesting. um, fuck, dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they kind of like rub off to me like that they kind of like went down. This is just speculation, but it kind of comes off to me that they went down like an alt-right pipeline almost, like when they were a little bit younger, which is why that they, because I understand like being conservative, like some people being like, you know, having some conservative views, but like they like repeat a lot of rhetoric from like more like of an alt-right type of thing. So
Which would be really ironic considering his whole entire business with the SCC.
yeah, it's very
No, but
bizarre.
I wouldn't know about that, and I honestly don't care. He can rot.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Um, other than that, I don't really have a lot because like I mainly was just like crashing out like it's like stupid logic. But yeah,
I laugh every time I see somebody look at these stuff and reach the whole entire. You can't be sexual if you're non-binary, but
dude. Yeah, I didn't expect him to say that. Like I think like what really like it's just people said it was gonna be a pen drop. I did not expect the guy to also like, you know, go through like gender dysphoria and like still like be talking
I
like
don't
that.
like I don't like thinking about that
Yeah.
because like nah, I don't like the possibility of this. I hate this. Nah, fuck this.
Yeah. Just came off like you didn't go through as like, you know, in his own eyes that you didn't go through like the same pain, so like you don't get the same validation, which is just like a very
Yeah.
toxic mindset to have. And obviously, yeah, it's very flawed, it's very dumb, it's very stupid. But yeah, definitely me, dude. Very very interesting. But yeah, I mean, I think that's all I personally have unless you have like another thing, but yeah, probably.
Nah, I think that's probably enough. My voice is making all your viewers leave.
Yeah, it happens, man. It happens, but you know, it's better to have the talk, dude. It's lol. But yeah.
Also, no, somebody asked earlier. No, it's not confirmed that like I'm autistic, but I would not be. I would very much not be surprised.
Okay.
Like I very much wouldn't.
Yeah? Well, all right then. You have a good night,
Anyway,
Joey.
yeah. Have fun suffering through the rest.
Yeah, take care. Gulps. Dude. Well, that was Joni, everybody. That was the segment we just freshly watched. So, let's go back into it, okay? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Back into the yen video. We go. Boom.
But this was that interaction.
So you've been updated on the madness?
I'm still going through the Google Doc. I haven't even gotten to the grooming, and I have so many problems already.
Yeah, I voiced
I
mine
assume
very
that's
clearly.
with me.
Huh?
I'm very sure that's with me, and I completely understand.
Obviously you don't, because I had to point out this, and when you said, oh, I agree with you 100%, again, you said this is what it looks like, not I was blatantly manipulating Joni and gaslighting them and being a manipulative piece of shit.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck me, dude. Why is Ponder involved in this, bro? Dude, I'm so cocked. Dude, I can't ever get away from like these same people when I'm just covering shit. It's fucked. It's fucked, bro. It's fucked. But you know what? We march on. We listen to what Ponder has to say about Vii Omega.
He read through one of his back and forths.
Is Lio in a fucking tunnel, dude? What is that? Dog, what's he doing, bro? Like he's like in his garage, dude, just at a distance away. The weed lawyer, for sure, dude. Not even an hour in. That's what I'm saying. Dude, fuck off, zombie. Alright. Look at my DMs days. I did. Bye, viewers. Whatever, Calio. Whatever.
Joni concerning Joni's opinion on police, and I already tore into him over that one.
Yeah. I definitely know that I am not like a good person for doing that.
The sad sack routine. You gotta cut that out.
Okay.
Oh my
Let me be
God.
honest with you. I can speak for myself. I can't speak for Ponder, but that doesn't endear me to you any
Oh,
further.
Leo, you'll get so much of a kick out of this. You know when people
Okay, so we're gonna have a pretentious white woman and a guy that sounds like he's in a fucking conference meeting on a Zoom call. Dude, this is so fucked. Oh, fuck. I just choked on my own spit. Dude, yeah, and then they're gonna be talking to a furry predator. Let's take this in, bro.
try to imply that they're scared via text, so they do that little stuttering typing thing.
Yes, he did that.
Yeah, he did that when he contacted me.
Ah.
Yeah.
I see a 21-year-old man doing that. That's really endearing.
Okay.
I don't know if you can figure out how completely fucking angry I am with you.
You have every right to be angry with this guy. You're right. Again, I haven't found any evidence of him being a groomer, but him being a general slimeball and douchebag, absolutely, without question.
Okay, but okay, not to be gay, right? Not to be gay, but why are we doing a confrontation with a douchebag? Is he like in your community? Did he have like a personal run-in with you guys? Like, I don't know. What's the deal? How did we get here? Okay, how do we stumble into each other's paths?
No, not too long ago, about a year ago, I had to defend Mad Plushie, and Mad Plushie's a complete and utter idiot, but he still got done wrong.
The fucking typing,
I
bro.
mean, it was fun to defend him. Yeah, going forward, don't role play like that. That doesn't endear you to anybody either.
Huh?
I stutter.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
I'll drop that habit.
Now, you need to.
Like, to say what, like, I think I pretty much said on my Twitter. I've looked over what I did a lot, and I don't like it, and I'm going to be doing what I can to change how I am as a person, because this just isn't okay.
Actually, V,
None?
I do have a question for you.
Oh,
You
boy.
were outed, right?
Outed?
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Why the fuck did you out Joni?
I was mad and I wasn't thinking. It was a stupid idea entirely.
Like, no real, like, I was outed and it was absolutely horrible.
I've just never been outed before, and I didn't take it the best.
So yeah, I'm gonna assume he was never on the hot seat and did like the worst decision possible. That's actually kind of likely, but I don't imagine that answer is gonna be accepted. We'll see though.
No, I'm saying it was fucking horrible for you to out Joni in response, knowing that you'd been outed and you know how horrible it is.
Wait, hold on. You didn't tell me you did that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, look, this. I don't even know how to feel right now. We're gonna get into some great territory. So I think this is okay. I kind of have to like think of the context myself, unless Yen's gonna like splice themselves into here. I believe, right? I believe when Joni, yeah, no, not Joni, sorry, when V was getting called out, they were outing Joni's like personal stuff as well to like kind of like try to like redirect the hate mob in a way, which that's what my understanding is. If it's not Joni, feel free to correct it in the live stream chat if you're still here, but that is my understanding of it. But yeah, we keep going.
He outed Joni to her significant other at the time.
Oh, okay, so sorry, we already went over that. Okay. Wait, so how is he... Now I am kind of lost. I thought he was 18 at that time. Because that was my understanding. How is he 21, unless Lio got that wrong?
You did what?
The thing is that I was telling Joni that they should really talk to like their partner.
That's
about this
not
stuff.
what you fucking said.
So we already did get the
You
context.
approached Joni and you said, you know, I never lied. Even when I told your boyfriend, where the fuck is it? Yeah, here it is. I never lied to you in all of my time in knowing you. Even when I fucking leaked your stuff to Jackson, I didn't lie.
Okay, first and foremost, no, you shut up and you listen.
Oh
First
boy.
and foremost.
Oh boy.
That was none of your business. It was not your relationship. You are in your 20s. Better learn better real quick. Holy crap.
Okay, so now I'm kind of lost here, though. Was this just found out like 2 years later? Because I could have sworn he was 18 during the time of those messages. Okay. Let's keep going. The bigger question is, why does the girl sound like an anime girl? They're all anime, okay? They're all lovely anime, okay? Batman, let's go Batman. Yeah, this is old Lio. Yeah. Dude, it's been a little bit since I've heard the guy yell in these calls. Fuck me.
I knew better when I was 14. What's your excuse?
Okay, bro.
Like, I was, when I heard the ages of those involved, I was thinking like, oh, okay, well, in any sort, like, yeah, legally
Leave it to Ponder to be invested in kid drama, dude. Fuck.
V should fucking know better. But in any sort of grooming context, a 2-year age difference? Come on. But seeing this shit, like, I literally would not be surprised if you had been grooming Joni, because this is like blatant manipulative behavior where you are trying to tell them that they're not a thing because it doesn't conform to what you're sexually attracted to, V. You get mad at them for joining a group of trans people and figuring out that they're potentially trans when you, a homosexual man, helped them to figure out that they were a homosexual furry? Are you fucking kidding me?
A lot less like concern and a lot more like control.
Yeah.
That's what I got onto you about concerning your tirade. Because again, you demonstrated not just in the chat log you read to me, but also in the chat logs I believe Ponder is reading, if I'm not incorrect here.
Oh my god, I just realized Yen is fucking evil having Ponder just smoking weed. And that didn't even click. That didn't even click when I saw. Fuck me.
Up on tirades demanding people give you answers for XYZ thing when what they are to give you answers for is none of your free.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, like, yeah, no, literally, when Vii Omega messes with interpersonal stuff, you know, real shit. When Spoctor Tech lies publicly about the hard drive where I sleep, dude. Obviously, it's still bad with what he did, but Ponder's a very interesting individual when it comes to a moral compass.
In business.
How dare you lie to me? How dare you not?
No, it's not Yen's art. All right, it was drawn by Nabi. If I know, I believe it was drawn by Nabi. But Yen, I know, requested it.
Tell me this thing the minute you figured it out. Oh, you mean because they were afraid of rejection and getting yelled at and making people angry? This thing that you're blatantly doing?
Now, currently, I still don't have evidence that you did any grooming. So I will not get on to you about that until we find it, if it exists. So far, again, due to your actions, you're not endearing yourself to anybody here. Regardless of whatever implications you might have about your standards concerning your personal opinion about the trans community therein, the way you act to your friends abhorrent.
Yeah, I entirely agree to that.
Ponder, I imagine, is probably still reading through those chat logs, so you're probably going to get more of them coming pretty soon.
Oh no, I'm smoking a joint. I can't deal with this stupidity.
She just outright says it. Dude. Gosh, dude, fuck me. Fuck. I double tapped.
Say where that's not legal.
I'm in Canada.
Okay, this is a part I do need to interject on, because what the fuck do you mean you were high when you are confronting someone who has transphobia and, more importantly, grooming accusations against them? And yes, because Ponder was high in this call, she did not continue reading the document, meaning that V was never confronted on the grooming accusations in this call.
No! 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 He got away with it because she was smoking. This is, see, if you guys ever needed a moral argument not to smoke weed, this is a good this is a good thing to point to. Man, fuck me.
I do want to point out, V, you have a habit of how do I describe it? Spamming people when arguing with them, which is another textbook manipulative thing where you don't let them get a word in. And we could actually see it in the chat with Joni Joni had indicated that they either lash out aggressively or completely back down, and that's in response to this spamming shit that you're doing and the gaslighting.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Is this to all your friends, or is it just the ones you're attracted to?
Actually, interesting question, Lyle, but we gotta let him answer on the first thing. See, this is the problem with 2v1s. You both are like, jumping with questions. Like, this guy is gonna be very slow with answering. Okay, we had to like, have him respond because I wanted him to say like, yeah, I guess I am a manipulator or something. But then you cut him off, Lyle. You cut him off with an interesting question, sure, but like, it's over. It's over. I wanted him to like admit that he was just directly fucking abusive.
I can say that he's done it before, at least within what?
You're not even letting the guy get a word in.
This month. You did that with Dulu in the Fiendish Cavern.
You're like theory crafting in front of him. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh shit, Chuli mentioned. Wait, Ponder. What'd you say?
Did that with Dulu in the Fiend before, at least within what, this month? You did that with
You did that before, at least within this month, guys. Listen very closely.
Dulu in the Fiendish Cavern.
You did that with Dulu in the Fiendish Cavern, aka Chuli. She was 100% aware of what Vii Omega was saying to Chuli. Are you telling me you didn't do shit about it? What? Oh, fuck, come on. Come on, don't be gay. Don't mute.
You did that with Dulu in the Fiendish Cavern.
Yeah. Honestly, guys,
Dulu?
I hope that this doesn't like come off as weird or anything. I do appreciate that you are pointing these things out to me, so that way I know how to change like my behaviors and what I do.
Instantly folding, interesting.
Because I don't want
Spineless.
to be, but yeah, again, I like, as much as I don't like to hear it,
Hey, Space, just wait till you get the next Chili mention. I don't...
it's something I do need to hear, and I appreciate that you guys are honest enough with me to
Real
tell
quick,
me.
I have to ask. The Dulu person you spammed, was it Mommy Dulu by any chance?
Mommy Dulu?
That's the only Dulu I know.
No, I'm
Train
talking about
Dulu?
Vabzakin.
Oh, okay, sorry. I know somebody else who goes by Dulu, so I just wanted to make sure, because if it was that person, I'm surprised this boy still has his face attached.
But yeah, I hope it doesn't seem like I'm trying to avoid the call or anything, but like I just want to spend time with my husband because he just got home.
Actually, I did want to ask you a question. How long have you and your husband known each other?
We've known each other for a couple of years.
Specifically, how long have you known each other?
Hey Raya, how long have we known each other?
It's been about
2-3 years.
You did not just have your husband call in for you, bro?
I'd say 2.
Yeah, like 2-3ish years.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Alright.
If you
And for now, I suppose you are dismissed.
Okay. But if I can ask you guys one more favor, if you wouldn't mind, would you mind pointing out the like kind of toxic behaviors, like DM it to me, like just from that doc alone, so that way I know what to work on and like what to fix.
V, there's something
Or-
wrong with like every line of this fucking thing.
We'd have to just send you the link.
Okay. Yeah, we would just be sending you the document. No, but obviously they're asking to explain how. Okay, not just saying it's wrong.
Full stop.
You know
Here's the
what,
thing. If I'm trying to hit a nail with a hammer and I keep hitting my thumb, I don't need somebody to tell me not to hit my thumb. I can just look at the pain on my thumb and the bone extruding and realize I've been hitting my thumb with a hammer.
V, you know what?
Yeah, but then you could be asked like why, like, like what I could do to like, decrease the amount of times I'm hitting my thumb with the hammer, dude. I don't know. This is a gay thing to get held up on. Ugh, whatever.
I'll tell you what. Dulu and I will get into a call and go through this with you, line by line.
Don't get Dulu in the call with them. Wait. How can you point out that they're being like really disgusting with them? Someone who's like, insanely young at this point, right? And then like be like your first thought is, yeah, we'll get you in a call with them, okay? And then we'll talk about it. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude?
Thank you. I appreciate that, Ponder.
No
I really
worries.
do.
Dulu will probably have a very, very fun time.
Ponder, I do appreciate it. I really do.
Because
Because
if I could interject for just a second, I don't really know much about what's going on, but dude, I don't think you really need to be spoon-fed here. I feel like you should already figure out exact wrong.
yeah, I just want to like make sure that I don't miss anything is all.
Oh, let me interject so it's on a recording. It's the husband's evil, dude.
Like I know what my issues are. It's just I want to make sure if I miss something, someone like can point that out to me. I definitely
Okay,
have a
yeah,
lot of things to fix upon myself, and it's just I don't expect other people to fix me. I expect myself to fix me, and I'm going to do what I can to fix the behaviors that I have because
Okay.
it's just
Well, yeah, I just own the place here, so I have to make sure what's going on here. But
yeah.
if it's happening in this room specifically, I kind of have to know. But
Mhm.
what is this mess?
Yeah, I can tell you two very easy things that you can work on right now. Actually,
Who's
that
that?
will probably help you out a little bit. The whole putting ellipses at the end of sentences, for the most part, don't do that in most conversations because that's again mostly just furry roleplay shit. As a furry, I understand that that's like natural, but don't do it because it does come off as very manipulative. Don't just
Okay.
when you're talking to someone, just talk to them. And aside
What's
from
this,
that,
bro?
you know that like you've done this also with me in DMs where you send one sentence at a time and it constantly comes out to like 9 messages so I can't get a word in edgewise. Work on shoring
Edgewise.
that up to one consistent paragraph so if somebody wants to respond they have the ability to do so instead of being overwhelmed with messages. Those are two very
How's
easy
this
things
call
you can
still
start
going on?
Okay. Yeah.
Bro's trying to dip.
I can definitely work on that. I've definitely been told about the like one message at a time thing and like the way that Ponder explained it.
Let's speed it up a little
I
bit.
understand the issue a lot better now, and like with me, either I'm just going to say just one thing, or if I need to say a lot of things, just write it all in one message.
because like
That's Coyote
again,
Lovely?
I can only
What a nightmare cast, bro. Fuck.
speculate to intent for a lot of things, but it comes across and if something's going to look bad, that's a good way that it will wind up looking worse because it looks incredibly manipulative.
Yeah, I get you. Like Ponder isn't wrong when it comes to what she said, and like
Okay.
it's
No way
also-
implying that I was no way implying that she was. I'm just trying
no.
here.
No. What I'm saying is, goddamn, like what I'm saying is just like knowing how
Ponder
like
was
that
right,
there
guys.
can come off as manipulative, but I'm not trying to be, and then the times when I am, it's just really bad, and like I'm definitely going to work on all of this because it's just this isn't okay. This isn't like. Damn, I lost my train of thought, but like
Find at the station.
Why you gotta be all, I wasn't trying to be? Like, you were doing so well, and then you were all, oh, yeah, but it wasn't my intention. Doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
it's the fact that I did it. And
Big boy owns up to his faults and deals with it instead of, well, I was XYZ to explain it away. No, this is 100% on your desk, on your lap. You are culpable. You are answerable for it. There is no but I. Be clear.
I'm very like.
Then I shouldn't have to explain it to you for a third time.
All right.
I gotta ask
sorry,
if Laya
it's-
wasn't a fucking
Spend time
comic
with
from
her.
Deb. This is
I've just been a
awful.
little tired out. But yeah, I'll spend time with my husband now, and I'll get to you, lovely, what you want from me.
Oh, my- How far are we? We're like,
Again, the main
Okay.
critiques of this call still stand. It was rushed into, and the document wasn't fully read before questioning V, which is, to say the least, very infuriating. But again, it does show that V admits that what he did was wrong, and because he was mainly pressed on only the transphobia allegations, it may have led to him having a leg to stand on when he was making his own response to Joni's document. But as I had just said, there was also the grooming allegations levied in this document, as V and Joni's messages did have a tendency to lean into more sexual discussion. This did include NSFW roleplays and the likes, but there is a clear pattern of V breaking down Joni's boundaries and
leave it to Ponder Sprocket to sweep over the grooming and only care about the transphobia.
being the one to instigate, sending suggestive memes at one point where Joni states how they're quote-unquote not a porn person, further clarifying how they like
Laya was at work, I'd beat Ace? Beat me at what? What are you beating me? What the fuck?
suggestive art but not porn, V poking at this by stating how Joni thought the shipping art was hot. The screenshots continue with V sharing NSFW artwork he was drawing, and also Joni at one point stating how they never sent porn.
Porn isn't a swear word. I only send the fluff. That'll change in a few months. Oh, I've seen this shit.
V replying by saying that'll change in a few months, with V even stating they're going to suck Joni's later, and if she wanted to see his Sona's dick, followed shortly by V stating he was going to take a shower, and if Joni wanted a dick pic, the document
what the fuck?
his Sona's dick, followed shortly by V stating he was going.
Many of you are familiar with Pink Robot. Those of you who aren't familiar, Pink Robot is a new commentator who uses a text-to-speech voice. Lunatic. Your English is so fucking broken. Actually, let's bring up how this is actually legitimately confusing. If you're going to bring up a question and have no proper lead-up for an answer, or anything, it's actually pointless to have in there. In fact, this makes me come off as, do I want to talk to people who know and find out, or do I want to introduce it to the audience? I know. I'll fucking do both, but fail at it miserably. Legit, that's the only introduction that we got for Pink Robot. Isn't that brilliant? Going to shower now. If you want a dick pic, just say so. Now. So, say so now, or something. No thanks. I'm in a good RP mood, but I don't know, just what the okay. I'll probably be ready to do that after the shower then. Yeah, they said already. Okay.
To take a shower, and if Joni wanted a dick pic, the document ends by showing V telling Joni they will get them to yiff and they will like it, alongside message history of it being clearly shown that even as a joke at the time, it was clear that V was, as Joni puts it, corrupting her. So far, we have had V being extremely controlling towards Joni in terms of her—
Why are people screaming ace, dude? I need to read that. It's very important.
Gender identity to suit his own sexual attraction to her, alongside anything they say online being berated and nitpicked over, ousting Joni to her partner over her gender identity, and now V slowly normalizing more sexual behaviors towards Joni via breaking down her boundaries and sharing pornographic material of himself to said minor. But again, something that appears to be common when it comes to V, it doesn't end there. On June the 27th, 2020, Vii Omega would respond to the allegations brought to light by Joni's document via their own document posted on Twitter, stating, quote, "Fuck cancel culture, fuck Joni Rue, and fuck everyone who calls her brave," showing a very confident bravado, replying to said tweet by stating, "This is why you don't trust the victim, especially when they've got no evidence. And if you don't have evidence of your claims like these, you weren't groomed." Now, considering the proof we have seen in Joni's document, this may sound batshit insane, and you would be right, as when we look at V's aforementioned document titled "At Chaos Queen 79's worst attempt to try and cancel me," we are met with the following, quote, "I'm just gonna have this be written out like this instead of a twit longer, considering that I feel that it's limited and stuff. And considering I would prefer to write it out like this instead, gives me more time to think and how to properly respond to some accusations made towards myself. But considering they're pretty major ones, I feel that a trigger warning should be in order, where if you're unsettled by grooming, transphobia, or say just outright despicable acts, you have been warned." Now, here's what I'm going to say first. I don't think that Joni is lying. And I'll be honest, my memory is definitely hazy in a couple of areas. And if I get things wrong, I would definitely own up to it, because I won't say I'm completely innocent. But I don't want people to think that someone is a victim when honestly, they're quite clearly not. At least to the extent they'd have you believe. Now let me explain the context that Joni didn't give out, because it's disingenuous and not to mention very fucking scummy to pull and remove context here, considering that you need to understand the whole scope of the situation. Yes, it was 2018 or 2017, something like that. And what had happened was that Joni and I became friends decently quickly, and during this time I was around, say, either I just turned 18 or I was going to turn 19 around this time. Either way, I know I just became 18, and what had essentially happened was that Joni at one point, if I remember correctly, had given off some traits or signs that they weren't as straight as they were thinking to be. In fact, I wanted to do this considering that Joni seemed confused at the time, and like, I knew how hard it was when it came to coming to terms with one's sexuality. And now there was some stuff beforehand, if I remember correctly, but basically me asking general questions, and when things were kind of getting a bit more, I guess explicit is the obvious word to use here, I did let Joni know that I was planning on doing in advance, and I asked them if they were okay with that sort of stuff. V then shows a conversation about how Joni was conflicted on her sexuality.
Alright, should find a long comment. Oh, okay. But was like, yeah, just conflicted over whether I'm bisexual, gay, or just love being used as a plaything. Gulps. Oh boy. Okay. Then we got, well, from what I read, I think you're likely gay. Yeah? You think? Fuck me. If not bisexual, with a heavy male lean. And I would think you being used as a plaything would mostly be a guy on guy thing more than a gal on guy. I know for a fact the being used thing is true. Like when Timmy shoves me down into the puddle of. Okay, lovely. Person two, I did it at early ages to an age. You shouldn't be doing it when it's too late and you're unsure. It's case stuff arouses you. Furry or not, maybe there's something that you just don't know about yourself yet, or hell, it might even just be a me thing where you find me to be attractive rather than just the furry thing. In which case, I'll support you. Clearly not. And I'll try to help you through it and walk you through things. Give you help that I needed when I was about 14 or so and not figured out by myself. Well, in your case, by yourself. A lot of people out there don't really know who they are with their sexuality sometimes, and will sometimes lead themselves dark paths. Well, that's what happened with myself when my father was belittling people over their sexuality with homosexuality, and I thought I'm bisexual or straight and tried to communicate, like, convincing myself that, but no, it turns out I'm just gay. Dude, you have a very open environment to what I had compared to what I had, and you got a more accepting group of people to be around than I do. Don't let it go to waste before you can't go back into this old steps maybe. So that way, when you're figuring out who you were around, you're doing that. You at least got the reason that you're trying to figure out who you are. I know it's a long thing and it might just come off as a bunch of blah, but I'm trying to help you out and suggesting things to you that you could take care of yourself at the end of the day. Otherwise, note, I'm just trying to my best to, in regards I could be, because I don't want to just be your fuck buddy. I actually want to be your friend and help you figure out who you are. Sorry for the long thing, but just trying to be there for you is all. No, I get it. Dude, this is so bizarre. Because it's like, where was this energy now? Like, they even said, like, oh, dude. Bro. Where is... Like, this is, like, such a different way than they acted. And this was, like, just a year ago before this. Like, fuck me. Like, yeah, you could tell that they were trying to, like, lean on to, like, them just saying that they're a gay guy. But, like, they said, like, no matter what, I'll support you. And, like, they're saying, like, all the things that you would expect someone who's supportive in this situation to say. Dude, my word is, like, just fumbling. But, yeah, it's... like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Anyways. Yeah. Really ironic to see now compared to, like, everything we've already seen, like earlier.
And Joni making a suggestive remark about it, which again should fall on V to shut down, which V doesn't do. And as you may notice from the dates of these messages, the first screenshot takes place several months after the second, which is important to note given how V states that in the second screenshot that they didn't intend to be Joni's fuck buddy, and yet this type of sexual behaviour was allowed to happen, and as we saw from Joni's own doc, encouraged. Alongside the following message and point that V makes in stating that, quote, Joni didn't say that they weren't a porn person at all, they said they weren't much of a porn person. End quote. Despite the fact in the very screenshot below, they show how Joni had said they were not a porn person. This argument may sound semantical, and that's because it is, but despite all of the reasonings we have seen so far from V, it is not justifiable in the slightest. This point is continued via stating, quote, the fact that Joni wanted to stretch the truth this badly, no, not even stretching, but outright lying about it is fucking horrible. Like, no joke, it actually makes me fucking sick, because yeah, they never ever told me to not send them porn ever. Yes, V, because the onus should fall on the minor to state for you to not send them porn, despite the fact that this is a sign of V breaking down Joni's boundaries successfully when it came to said topic.
Yo, sheesh. Hold up, J7. I got you. Dude, this is the first piece of art you've ever drawn for me. I didn't even know you're an artist? Dude, hold on. Let me take a look-see. Hold up. Hold on. Let's go back to my server. Dude, I didn't know you drew art, J7. This is awesome. This is yeah. Okay, bit aside. Yeah, this actually looks very this is very good. Very good stuff, J7. It's been a little while since you've actually drawn some wholesome stuff to me, dude. It's very touching. Okay. It's beautiful. But yeah, no, it's great stuff. I appreciate it. It's better than the woman art, dude. I think that was literally, yeah. This was just evil. I don't even know why you did that. I cried. I cried when you did that. I was like, hello, fuck you. Yeah, like it was fucked up, man. It was fucked up. But yeah, we now go on. We now go on.
The document continues with screenshots we have seen before, followed by the most deranged rant I have seen in a while. Quote, in fact, they never once told me to delete any porn ever, at all. The fact that this crucial detail that Joni wants to use in order to smear my fucking name she outright lied about is fucking horrendous. Fuck you, Joni. I was going to try and talk this out nicely and civilly with you, but the fact that you're this fucking stupid only tells me that you only did this to try and spin a narrative, which I will show how really soon. I didn't groom you. I didn't fucking force you into anything you didn't want. You aren't a victim of grooming. Fuck you. You want to say that you weren't much of a porn person back then, but now you want to go, oh, I'm such a sweet little innocent being, when you fucking clearly weren't. You were at times the ones who wanted to make new erotic roleplay ideas. You would go out of your way to roleplay either with myself or a close friend of ours. The fact that you want to distort this makes me look like a former predator.
Well, I mean, you don't just look like one, okay? You are one, buddy.
Go fuck yourself. These are serious allegations, and the fact that I once called you a friend disgusts me. But there is, in fact, one thing I want to bring up, considering that, like, I will admit it was 100% wrong of me to do. The drawing porn of Joni's character when they were 16, although, if that really is a point of contention, why did you commission artists or let your boyfriend do it? If it's really something that you feel the need to bring up, put yourself on the same level of responsibility for a change, or is that too hard? To break this rant down, Vii admits that
if your boyfriend can do it, then why can't I?
How it was a bad idea to draw NSFW of Joni's character when she was 16, but in the same breath questions why it was okay for them to commission artists or their at the time boyfriend to do it but not Vii, followed by showing DMs Vii sent to Joni basically begging for forgiveness and wanting to talk, before continuing the document by stating what they did surrounding the transphobia wasn't right and they didn't think that way anymore, and confessing he did have a crush on Joni while still being in a relationship, and stating they would charge Joni with defamation and slander. Yes, because that totally wouldn't end with him being thrown into a cell. Vii then uses his own experience of being predated on for sympathy and claiming how Joni only tried to claim Vii groomed her to make Vii look bad or to quote-unquote cancel him, hoping the same is done to her, claiming that Joni didn't even show proof of grooming, but Vii did? What? And yet Vii in this document never once addresses the claim in how he had sent a dick pic to Joni. After this document released, Vii would go on to make some amendments via quote tweets, justifying him drawing NSFW of Joni's character as him being a different person back then.
Dude, that was an old me. I was in a dark time, you know, going through a dark moment. All right, that's different. Okay, I've matured a lot since then. All right, I'm no longer the same way. All right, I'm better now. But yeah, gulps.
And how he didn't think it was his responsibility to shut down the sexual discussions, which is disgusting to say the least. Joni did go on to make some small tweet replies to Vii's own document, which I will show on screen, but it mainly consists of things we have already dissected. The day after this document came out, Vii would state how he shouldn't have addressed the accusations when he did, and that he would be taking a break from Twitter, saying he didn't think this needed to be known publicly. And then on July the 2nd, 2020, Vii did go on to claim they were going to release a 400-page document if they felt pressure to do so, basically holding it over Joni's head as a threat, alongside the possibility of a video being made, but this never fell through, as following a series of unnoteworthy Twitter posts by Vii Omega on the 18th of August 2020, he would delete his Twitter account. There is one final note to mention around Joni's experience with Vii Omega, and I feel like it's important to note given how unfortunately Joni's own video talking about this was taken down maliciously, and that is how the now disgraced SCC YouTube creator Susie Doodletones knew about the grooming, or at the least part of it, around Joni and Vii Omega. This came to light via the Skype archives Doodletones forked over before leaving the space between herself and Vii Omega. As you can see, this shows that Doodletones was aware of.
I don't believe he's a troll, but he's not trying to debunk people, he's just trying to meme. He's like Lorenzo. No, not a jar editor mention. Just out to make people a meme. Of course, Ryan and I had to learn that the hard way, XD also drawing porn of Jonas OC to fuck with him. What? Did he? What? Did he what, XP? Oh, you're doing that. Susie.
Vii drawing NSFW artwork of Joni's character at that time, followed by how 2 weeks later, these messages were posted in Doodletone's server, the Cloud Palace. Now a thing to note about the hashtags is
Loot the Jonah results. No, this hashtag will go nowhere. I feel it. I mean, if you want to start spreading it, spreading it is bad. Nah, if you're a lesbian. Not if you're a lesbian. Bad doodle. Corner. XD. Good doodle. What the fuck? Loot the Why are they all saying loot the Jonah? What the fuck? It's over.
This appeared to be quite a common trend in the old SCC spaces when it came to posting online on spaces like Twitter. Obviously, this was one of the most disgusting examples, to the point Doodletones even references it on stream with Vii Omega stating,
Jonah, I will make you regret it.
The only things that
I will
Jonah...
make you regret it.
Hashtag Jonah is a bot.
See, the hashtags are not the only thing that Jonah's spreading.
Joni then goes on to
Doodletones! No. Dude, no. No, no. Not only did they know, but they were sexualizing a minor. Doodle Tones, what the fuck? What the fuck? Dude, I don't even know how Yen found all these live stream clips. That's fucking insane. Fuck me.
In a commentary video that Doodle Tones did, they described Joni as Vii Omega's rope bunny, but weren't able to find that clip at the time that Doodle Tones did. They described Joni as Vii Omega's rope
A man or a woman who enjoys being bound with a rope for sexual or non-sexual pleasure. What the fuck?
bunny, but weren't able to find that clip at the time, but we have that now.
God, we're nearing 4 minutes in, we're already at 5 pages. Maybe I should post a Yori.
I'm sure Sketch would enjoy hearing you become a rope bunny.
Dude, I have a boyfriend. What?
Doodle Tones would also
Okay. Okay. This is
tweet
awesome.
about both Vii Omega and Joni in a sexual manner more than once, as seen here, followed by
No, I gotta read
would
these.
also tweet about both Vii Omega and Joni in a sexual manner more than once, as seen.
Chaos King is a wolf. Sketch TB is a rabbit, but that's food chains first. Yeah? Sketch, I'm gonna punish you. Don't worry, I'll make it hot later. Wait, wrong wording.
Yeah, followed by Joni showing.
Sorry, calling me baby is wrong. I'm 17 years old. Calling me baby makes you arrested in exactly 18 states. I need an adult. Oh, Jonah, age is just a number. There's no way. He said the pedophile thing. Guys, Vii Omega said the pedo line. He said it.
More tweets made by V, but are just so fucking disgusting and blatant, I'm surprised he didn't get called out back then. And
no.
As a final cherry on this shit cake, V would constantly lean on people younger than him when he had panic attacks, to the point that a document was made on what to do if he had one, which is a lot less severe of a sin, but still putting the onus on minors to deal with your mental issues is gross. Vii Omega also allegedly handed information in relation to Joni to the creator Kit the Soulless. Given how V and Kit were friends at the time, and the language used in Kit's messages to Joni's mirrors what we have seen so far from V's own messages with Joni, alongside the fact that Kit the Soulless was a known defender of Kara the Wolf. Speaking of, after Joni's own statement hit the public, it caused a wave of people to have the courage to speak out about their own experiences with Vii Omega. One of those being the user MTR, providing a document listing how Vii Omega may have been in contact and friends with the infamous Sioux sadist Kara the Wolf, and no.
Dude, what timeline are we in, bro? So it's like, this person's a transphobic piece of shit, had a call-in with Ponder, has had lots of ties with Ponder, Doodle Tones, and it's like, dude, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Now we're into the furry area, right? Oh yeah, also there's Coyote Lovely, but now we're getting to the more furry territory where they were friends with, like, Kara the Wolf, dude. Like, fucking hell. Dude, this is a cursed digital footprint.
I'm not kidding. For those of you who weren't aware, Kara the Wolf was a popular furry YouTuber whose main claim to fame was being interviewed by Shane Dawson until in September of 2018, they were caught in what would be known as the Zoo Sadist Leak, a group chat of several furry users who would exchange illegal material related around animals and the abuse, mutilation, necrophilia, rape of said animals. Kara claims the evidence is altered or that they were hacked, but the evidence outweighs any defense that they could make. I will link a video down below on the topic, but the
Turkey Tom's involved? No, I'm kidding.
Important detail to note is that V was in contact with Kero during December of 2018, as seen in these Twitter messages. The conversation between Vii Omega and Kara the Wolf then moved on to Telegram. V would confide this information. The conversation.
At least like to be somewhat pretty friends with you while we have contact with each other, because I don't know what'll happen after all this stuff. I'm just used to being friendly and getting to know people, and I don't know if I should just be asking stuff without you being uncomfortable is all. And I'm mostly asking due to what is going on, so take that as you will. Ah, yes, that's fine. Also, have a Telegram. It's easier for me to chat here. I do have a Telegram. Yeah, it's Vii Omega. Teehee. Smile.
Between Vii Omega and Kara the Wolf then moved on to Telegram. V would confide this information to MTR, stating to MTR that in a call with...
They don't read it. Yeah, you're so lazy.
Moved on to Telegram. V would confide this information to...
Hey, Dad, I wanted to ask you about something real quick. It's nothing too big. What? V really did just put, like, a family life on people. What the hell? That's too big. Don't worry too much. I'm alright. What's up? I want to know your position on Kara the Wolf. Like, if you hate him, like him, or whatever. Because, like, I know you keep up, and I wanted to know. I don't know. It's like I actually used to watch some of his content before, but... with not only as towards how he reacted towards the whole situation, but also with how he admitted towards Kotharix about some of the stuff that people claim. I kind of don't anymore. I haven't really read the full final statement that he made, though I know that it's out. People didn't like what he said, and I don't fully really have a full opinion on that until I fully read it in full detail. Okay, so can I be open about something? Because, like, you may be a little mad at me, but I wanted to ask before I said anything. Dude, they have to ask their online daddy's permission before talking to someone? Fuck me. What would that be? I'm friends with Caro, and I've been in contact with him since December. Really? Yes. Yeah. Huh.
MTR, stating to MTR that in a call with
Here's some DMs we had on Twitter, and we moved our combo to Telegram since then. I hate to ask, but, like, did he say anything about, you know, about the incident in September? Yeah, he and I talked about it in call, and essentially the situation was the logs do have truth to them. However, the logs are heavily edited to cherry-pick bad things here and there, and some parts are forged. And I trust that due to the fact I've read through the logs, and I've talked with Caro for months, and I've noticed inconsistency with how he writes in the logs, such as using 2 different types of there when he only uses the one. What? But yes, Caro is guilty of things from the very distant past. However, the last time he did these things were years ago, and he just currently has interest in it with the realm of fantasy. If anything, he's more into Pokemon now. He just looks now, never does. What? Okay. Cool. Yeah, he's guilty low-key, but I think he's changed. Bro. I hate to say this, but to me personally, I don't think that I would be comfortable with the whole notion of just looking at it. I mean, like, good for him for only looking at it and never really doing it, but it's like, I just don't really feel kind of right. Don't really want to further explain it without talking about pedophilia because of, like, your overall past, unless if you want me to. I mean, if you really want to know how I feel, I'm not really mad at you, I'm sure to be told. I'm actually astonished that you've actually have some sort of contact with him or whatnot. I just felt like as if there's some questions that I have, and I don't want to bombard you, or even if you plan on talking to him about our convo, just let me know and I'll give you permission with questions or something. I don't know. Does that make sense of how I worded it? Dude, what the fuck is this? Dude, he really did just need his online dad's permission to even, like, keep associated with him. What the fuck are these
Caro,
messages?
they would claim to Vii
Yeah,
that the evidence against
read
them
that.
was quote-unquote cherry-picked and forged. Vii's defense is that he looked through the logs and stated that he did not match Caro's writing pattern, also stating what
Yeah, not
Caro
the
did
same
was
there.
in the distant past, and that Caro's twisted interests are now only explored in the realms of fantasy. Vii would then go on to explain that there was a police investigation into Caro, but was likely that Caro was innocent due to the
Good.
quote-unquote shady atmosphere of the logs and how long ago it was. Now, what Vii is saying here is partly true on a technicality. Caro did not get charged with their crimes due to the statute of limitations and how long ago the crimes were committed. The caveat to this was that
Caro also likes kids, so what's the proof of that?
the statute of limitations meant that when
What'd
the
they
evidence
do?
was given to the authorities, it was literally 1 day too late. This by no means absolves Vii of their wanting to foster a friendship with this disgusting monster, and Vii's attempts to help Caro extended into Vii's Discord server called the Playpen, a server that had the rule of users had to be voted in to join, except Vii made an exception to this when it came to Caro. Unfortunately, that's the limit of how far MTR's document goes when it talks about Vii. However, we do have other information. Now, thanks to the user PouringO, we have access to more screenshots pointing to how Vii stayed in contact with Caro as recently as 2020, and being in contact with them even before the allegations against Caro. Pouring's DMs with Vii even start with Pouring ask if Vii was friends with Caro due to someone called Undead Meowth telling Pouring about it. Vii's language regarding the topic is wanting to keep that a secret, telling Pouring how they shouted at Undead Meowth for letting it slip to certain people, and trying to explain that Caro had changed. Their messages mirroring those in the MTR document, stating how, even though Daft was the one wanting to give me a helping hand to bring me out of commentary like I've been trying to,
Daft,
Caro
you know,
was
bro,
kinda
this is so
simple,
cut.
considering that he was and still is going
Let's
through a
speed it up a little bit
controversy
more.
that makes it hard for me not to want to be there for him, and to be the good friend I always am, and I helped bring him back up onto his feet. And yeah, he's a much better person than what people think he is. Pouring then replies by saying, well, I'll just have to trust your judgment on that. Vii, over the last 3 years, the worst he has done is fap to Pokemon. Pouring, so basically, what you do. Vii, pretty much, yeah. Now, I might as well interject here and say that if you're noticing the name Daft appearing in these messages, that is obviously referring to Daft Pina. And after reaching out to Daft via that creepy reading, they barely remember Vii at all, only remembering that Vii had
Oh, you did? Interesting. So here's what I was able to figure out. We made a video about me and Ryan talked about something else, YT. He then reached out to Ryan or me through the Discord server, and then they had we had a brief call, basically saying if you're just going to make drama videos on people because you think your audience wants it, that it's not really a good enough reason to do such a thing. But he keeps making shitty videos, and we basically never talked to the dude again. That said, like me and Ryan, we're in communication about this. I have the DMs, but obviously I'm not at liberty to share those, nor does it have anything to do with grooming. TLDR, guy made a shit video about it, wanted our opinion. We told him the vid was not great, and his reasoning of his audience wanted it was kind of dumb reason to make a drama video. He then later credits only Ryan for helping him leave commentary. Lame. I literally said he's just a shitty furry drama tuber. I didn't even think TCR would be involved in this. The fuck? Lol.
Made a bad commentary video on them and had tried reaching out to Daft for their critique. But, moving on, Vii goes on to explain that Kero had been manipulated and lacked good guidance, even conceding that some of the stuff around them was real, stating how, I can understand that point of view, but from what I know, the most he has done is oral stuff with his dog. Nothing overly extreme where it could pose a risk or threat to his dog. Alongside stating, I ain't saying you have to accept him or like him, but honestly, I think it's more fair to get angry at him for something current in contrast to something that happened almost a decade ago. Vii's involvement with Kero went beyond a simple friendship, to the point of Vii drawing porn of himself and Kero alongside joke flirting with Kero. For example, Kero sending Vii an audio clip of him moaning and...
What do you mean F, Kalu? Fuck you mean F, bro? What, you tried DMing me something and then just got, epically owned? What is this about?
Vii responding by telling him to moan louder and claiming that he was the one to write Kero's goodbye letter to the fandom for him, alongside knowing what Kero had rebranded under, but making sure to keep that information private. Thanks to these messages from Pouring, we can definitively prove that Vii was way more connected to Kero the Wolf than we first thought. But that's not where it ends when it comes to Pouring O nor Kero. During 2020, Pouring released a document detailing their experiences with Vii Omega. The messages I will be showing take place in the same time span as the ones I have shown before, predominantly in 2019. Pouring O was 14 years old and Vii was 20. During this time, Vii would exhibit the same behaviors he did with Joni, resulting in him grooming Pouring. The document begins by showing how Vii tried to use Pouring to get in contact with Joni after her document became public, wanting to apologize for the grooming, transphobia, and everything else, which, as we already know, turned out to be quite the opposite given the document Vii released about Joni. The doc continues by showing how Vii and Pouring would do erotic roleplays together as seen on screen, alongside the pair exchanging news with one another, as we can see from these messages.
Okay, so
Vii did delete his messages at some point, however, it was clear.
This was 2020, and he was 18 in 2019. Vii would be 19 right now. But how old would Pouring be?
Not out of place of concern or regret, given the conversation continues to be sexual. This continues as Vii complains about how his husband wasn't being sexual with him, even claiming he is a very loyal person. Yes.
So because your husband wasn't given anything to you, you're just let me go message some minors on Discord. Nice one. Nice one, buddy.
Because loyal people talk about jerking off with minors. As we can see here, Pouring describes an instance where that had occurred on call with them and Vii. The second half of the document goes on to describe the general toxicity that Vii would exhibit during their time with Pouring O. I will be showing some of these examples on screen as it does continue to build onto a pattern with Vii, with him being overly toxic and berating of his friends and others around him. And finally, the document concludes by showing the different identities that Vii had gone under during that time after deleting his Vii Omega Twitter account and Discord. However, all of these are out of date as of 2025, but I will be going on to that later into this video. As a conclusion for Pouring section of this video, this does show a pattern of behavior with Vii Omega when it comes to his interactions with minors being predatory and pedophilic, where the age gap between the pair has a lot less ground for a defense of when it comes to grooming and predation. And as a small aside, as I've said previously, Pouring was 14 years old, so they should not be took to blame when it comes to the conversation surrounding Kero the Wolf. On the 9th of August 2020, Neko Coda released a tweet longer.
Oh my god, okay. I don't think, is Pouring's age ever said? If I need to, I guess I'll ask Yen. Pouringo's document. Let me look. The fuck? Hold on. It's being weird. Okay. Gonna start this off. Victim of grooming. How old are you, though? My friendship was immediately unbalanced in terms of a young fan. Okay, young fan. 6-year age gap. Okay. So, if Vii was 19 now, you messaged a 13-year-old? What the fuck? What? So because your husband wasn't fucking reciprocating shit, you thought it would be a good idea to fucking DM a 13-year-old? And have these fucking sexual conversations with them? Are you fucking insane? What the Dude! What the hell? Okay, I thought maybe it was gonna be another one of those 3-year age gaps. This is 6 years! What the hell? Dude! What? Dude, there's so many messages. How much of it is sexual? No. And this is him going after, I jokingly said the character Irish the Hedgehog had my favorite sign out of any character. I'd rather play with Irish, when Irish literally represents what Sega has been doing for the past 10 years. Yada yada yada. Sega's a parent grab now, cheap laughs at best, grabbed in potential. Yeah, whatever, dude. Okay, they took an interest. Dude, what the fuck? Skylar has apparently abandoned. Okay, they left. Dude, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm a little starstruck by that. Dude. Yeah, okay. Holy shit. Still, 28 and 14 would still be fucking horrific. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm blown away. I'm fucking blown away. That's got to be the guy's worst case in context of grooming so far.
Of their own statement regarding Vii Omega, talking about a time when Coda was 16 years old and V was 19. Due to the pair living quite close to one another, they would often hang out together. Both of Coda's parents were very homophobic and violent, leading to one day when V came over to their house to play video games, where things got more sexual. Coda's father had then came home, forcing Coda to put their clothes on quickly, but it didn't stop V's sexual advances, despite being repeatedly told to stop before finally giving up on continuing it. Later the same day, V would suggest the pair start a polyamorous relationship. Coda would turn down the idea as they weren't interested, but despite this, V would then allegedly say things along the lines of, "Oh, you'll get used to it," or "We'll see later." V would later go on to apologize for their actions towards Coda, but even that was apparently half-assed. I'm aware that this is a statement, however V during this time, where he was still active online, had never once disputed this claim. Once the main allegations against V had came to light, V's at the time husband Riley caught wind of this, having just married V that year and having to take care of a lot of—
Fuck me. Okay. I'm not one to do these, but I need to speak up. As many people know, I married Vii Omega earlier this year. There's been a lot of stress given. I've been one who's fully supported him and when he moved here. Since I buy everything for him, which was taking somewhat of a toll of me since I feel like I'm not good enough at times, when he would get onto me for petty things. On top of this, he would always be getting into drama online, and it started to drive me crazy from time to time. As of recently, multiple people came forward with accusations toward V, and at first with the Joni, I tried supporting him, and as time went on, I realized I was wrong. He would deny claims and try to justify things he did. He recently confessed more stuff he did that involved cheating on me. Even though he had done that before to me, and he's expected me to be on his side this entire time. After seeing so much of what he's done, I feel like I've been manipulated, with him trying to criticize me for small things, and his ego would often get to his head, and it was damaging on me, especially when we would hang out around my friends. My mind has been in one of the darkest places with all of this. Even with him trying to commit suicide the other night, and him trying to get me to help him clean up and cover up his mistakes, this on top of working 40 hours a week has just been killing me internally. Now, I've absolutely had enough. I don't want people associating me with him anymore, because I'm my own person with my own ambitions and goals, and I've moved on. When I've been lied to so much, there's only so many chances I can give. I'm sorry to all that have been affected by this. Did they, break up with their husband? God. That's insane. Well, I mean, I get why they would. That's just... This is fucking wild to me, though. Because, imagine, marrying someone just to find out that they groomed a minor, and then, apparently, sexually assaulted someone. Fuck me, man. Fuck me.
His financial needs since moving in with them, driving them crazy due to V always getting into online drama, learning mainly about the allegations brought forth by Joni's document, originally supporting V, but as time went on, they realized their mistake. V would deny the claims to their husband, trying to justify it, until finally confessing to them that V had cheated on them multiple times, leaving them feeling manipulated and tricked, expecting Riley to pick up the pieces and cover for his mistakes. Even leading to one night before Riley's statement was posted, where V attempted to commit suicide, expecting Riley to pick up the pieces and cover up his mistakes. Riley has long since distanced from V, and I can only wish them luck. Bomber Patrol, also known as Dulcimic, released their own video in 2021, mainly talking about somebody called Doodle Clones, but did mention Vii Omega and their experiences with him. Not much of note that we haven't already talked about in this video, aside from a time where Vii led a raid of someone else's Discord server.
Then there's the time he and some people raided and spammed a fellow named Michael multiple times for exposing a YouTuber that was raiding other people's servers and sending death threats. That's quite ironic. Anytime a server was made by Michael, Vii and co would spam it with harassment and threats. Keep what I said in mind about his former friends, though, because everyone who engaged in that behavior has apologized for doing this and doesn't stand behind it. This is entirely on Vii Omega for basically just using them. This is also just another good example of Vii using vitriolic and harassment.
Nah, okay. I lightly disagree. You could say using them, but it's like they're still responsible for their own actions, even if they were like roped into it or agreed with it, right? Like, yeah, if they apologize for it, then good on them, sure. But it's like that doesn't mean that they did what they did, right? Like, I don't know. That's a little gay. Come on.
Countermeasures against people who commit the heinous crime of not agreeing with him on the internet. Repeated and continuous harassment campaigns, something that Sylveon should be all too familiar with.
And more importantly, how they had sent pornographic artwork to another miner by the name of Dulu, now known by the name Chule. I will talk more about that once we get onto Chule's section, but for now, Chule never gave their permission for Dulcimic to use said evidence in his video. The video also mentions a document that was made for people to vent about their issues with Vii Omega in the Cloud Palace, which I now have access to, which even shows how Vii had allegedly sent an unsolicited dick pic to one of the members. And don't worry, Dulcimic is still important to our story. In 2022, a creator by the name of Cosmo Stardust explained their own experience with Vii Omega during 2018, detailing how Cosmo wanted to do a video on the creator called Borg, given the topic surrounding LGBTQ+, and as Cosmo was lesbian, they wanted to cover it. It was then that Vii Omega made a tweet trying to claim the topic was his.
After my video was made, I was made aware of a tweet made by Vii Omega, who was planning on hitting Borg's video. But the problem is, he wanted to be the only person to commentate on Borg's video.
Cosmo was only aware of the tweet that Vii had made after she had released her video. This led into Vii wanting to talk to Cosmo, barraging her with lines of text of critique and issues he had with it, claiming Cosmo had taken his topic, despite the pair both being in the LGBTQ+, would mean that they both have equal reasonings for wanting to talk on the topic.
So after I made my video, Vii found it, and then he wanted to talk to me and give me his criticisms, but for some strange reason, for some odd reason, he didn't come to me first. He had someone else come tell me.
Hey Cosmo, V wants to talk to you. What if your brogue video?
That he wanted to talk to me, which, in hindsight, I find that incredibly strange.
Well, here's another major thing that makes me irritated with your video. You don't cite Berg's video in the description, which makes you look very sketchy, considering that literally looking at Berg's video proved a lot of your starting point wrong.
Oh, shit. I thought I did.
Then there's also the YouTube scandal.
Okay,
you don't have the source for that. That would kind of be important considering that it supports your argument. And you literally say that little scandal after you say you're going to cite everything. You say in the description
This guy's
below,
so pretentious.
which you don't label, which was hell and a half for me to look up. I had to look at both video sources and it wasn't fun to label and read up on. There's also you bringing up the government creating laws, which doesn't mean anything. Alright, that's good. Because God, there's a lot to go through. First thing I want to bring up, your premise of unbiased as possible. You remember that using subjective words and calling your target stupid kills that, right?
Yes, I should have taken that out of my script. That was my fault.
Yeah, that was the major issue.
Who cares? If someone does something stupid, you call it stupid. That's not, like, doesn't take away you being neutral if it's just objectively true. Like, what are you talking about?
With the video. In fact, I kind of got onto your case a lot in that instance. Your very beginning actually takes away that unbiased as possible idea. You're known as being stupid, literally the first thing you say. That's not providing research, which I assume you mean citations. But here's the thing. He does, on screen and in the description. Sure, you could debate that he uses those citations wrong, but he did do research. And you don't bother to bring up how his own sources even prove his faulty premise is wrong. In fact, what you say is a self-defeating argument. Trump cannot remove this unless he does this. And in your idea, all the way through, if he did exactly what you said he could do to do that, kills the entire idea of how Trump can remove marriage equality. Look, I'll link my script so that way you can understand my entire argument, and so that you can go at it at your own pace, and it'll give you a chance to defend yourself before the video comes out. Fuck, I made—
You're making a video on them just because you didn't like some minor things about their video? You're such a fucking schizo.
a bad comma Dobbs and Tricky Wee, and like I disowned it in like barely any time, lol. Honestly, don't think your video is the worst by any means. It's just starting off kind of stuff. Like Arkham Knight Rider is much worse than what you have done here. You just ended up talking about a topic that's my bread and butter.
Okay.
Like, just don't beat yourself up over the com.
This would cause Cosmo to want—
Okay. Fuck me.
To do another video on the topic, this time wanting to use the critiques V had given them to improve from the last one, sharing the script in a server V was also in, and also uploading it unlisted for people to give critiques back. And people seemed to like it, but V never made any comments on it until the video was made public, where V would claim that Cosmo copied V and plagiarized his script.
So I posted my thumbnail for the new version and my script in a server that Vii Omega and I were in. I had shared my script twice on August 20th, so 2 days before I posted my video. And then I posted the thumbnail the day before. And then I posted the video as unlisted because I wanted to get, my friends' opinions, any critiques, to see if I needed to make any changes. And then I made the video public, either 23rd, 24th, 25th, I don't remember. It was sometime in late August. So he had a chance to look over my script, see my thumbnail, watch my video before it made public.
Okay, Cosmo, I'm going to say this. I'm watching you remake your comm on Berg. Did you at all copy me? Because I know that you read my script on you, which was also on Berg.
I read it like a month ago.
And some of the things brought up are kind of similar.
What? Yeah, if there's just if you're making a timeline of things, or obviously there's just some things to disagree with. Some people are just gonna agree on the things to disagree with. It's not. Where are you getting this possessiveness of the topic? That's so weird.
I haven't even looked at it since.
I get that, but even then, the thing is,
the thing is,
whatever. If there's new issues, which there is, I'll bring it up with you.
Do whatever you want, dude.
This is better, a lot better. But why did you use the same sources after I showed you why they're wrong? I'm
okay, fuck off.
Was this just to be your other comm done right, or was this to present your past ideas better? Because I'm confused on why you'd agree with my script, with what it brought up, and then still do the same thing with the same kind of points. You know what I mean?
I only read the parts where you addressed me. Again, that was a month or so ago. So if you've made changes, I wouldn't know. And I did this because I hate the original, and I thought to myself, I can do better than this.
Yeah, I get that. But
I get that.
Just so you know, there's a point in your old comm that proves this one wrong. Your bills thing. The way you ended up presenting this as what Trump could replace some people to match up with his ideals, then be able to pass the bills he wanted without question, regardless if the public saw it as unjust. If they deem it to be fine, it would pass.
Ah, okay. I didn't catch that. Thanks for letting me know.
That's the worst moment of this. And I'll be—
Shut the fuck up. Look, you see, the thing is, the point is, actually, what I'm getting at, it's just so gay. This guy's so pretentious and annoying.
Honest, first 3 or 4 minutes in, I kind of started to get a bit angry, because it feels like you somewhat ignored what I said.
Sorry, 3 to 4 minutes in, you were just awakening the inner alpha. And I almost just broke my computer because of you, because of how bad it fucking was, dude. But anyways, yeah, you ignored what I said. And I really don't like it when people don't do what I said. I control people like puppets, and when the strings get cut, Daddy gets a little angry.
Because a lot of what I bring up still proves this wrong.
I mean, if you want to address it in a video, that's fine. You do you.
I will maybe have a script if I feel I need to make one on this.
Oh my god,
but
fuck you.
Yeah, this here, although not spiteful, well, seemingly spiteful, still suffers from a lot of the same problems, such as pointless interjection syndrome. Cosmo, you took my point again, using Berg's sources against him. Are you kidding me? Come on, I know you read it. I understand my comment didn't come out before yours, but you know why I'm concerned.
Again, if you want to hit it, go ahead.
I honestly don't know if I want to, because I'm beyond unsure as to what I would have to say to all of this. I don't hate you, but I really don't like this video.
That's fine.
This really just feels like a stab in the back, because I did a lot of digging and decided that—
You had to make the video this specific way, and this is the only right way. Wait, what the fuck? Why are you doing it the only right way I could see? Are you copying me? You fucking—
I needed to take time to rewrite the stuff, to help you improve, a lot more. And I don't feel like I could actually prove that you read my script and blatantly copied me. Because even the points that I made, you did wrong to an extent. As an example, the suicide thing, this isn't suicide in general. Actually, reading Berg's source that he puts on the screen, it does refer to LGBT youth, and LGBT youth specifically. And reading through the article further would lead you to believe that Berg's mentality of the LGBT was more so applied to the youth, and had more than just no reason. Actually, here's the better thing to bring up that you and I didn't mention. Berg's source is about LGBT youth, but this is about gay people specifically he's talking about. No, I'm not covering this. You win. I might cover Berg, but no, I can't cover this.
I can't.
Stressing Cosmo out and wearing them down. This behavior continued when a friend of Cosmo's at the time got into a spat with V, and for some reason V felt the need to barrage Cosmo with message after message to get them to fix it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this now. I'm sorry
Shut
I
the
blew
fuck
up
up.
about this. And well, I don't have a lengthy comment about your comm on Berg.
I don't care anymore. I just want it to stop. Everyone needs to shut up and let Neko make her video. I'm done with all of this.
Look, Cosmo, I understand this is stressing you out, but this isn't like a thing specifically about you. It's mostly about Avi being overly spiteful towards me for little reason. And the reasons he has to be spiteful is past stuff that I fixed up.
Yeah, get fucked.
Look, whatever beef you have with Avi is not my concern.
Yeah, like why are you going to? I need to go to you so I can get you on my side, and then we can take them down together.
And for the most part, just wanting to toss claims at people without any evidence whatsoever.
V, I don't care anymore. I made my video, I stand by what I said, and I'm moving on and gonna keep making my commentaries.
Like, look, I addressed you.
Dude, they keep saying like look, I just don't think you really understand. If you don't say the same thing as me, then can you really understand what I'm saying? Like, if you don't come to the same conclusion as I am, then I have to keep berating you until you actually get it. Sorry.
Calm with you privately to not make it too big of a deal. And then when I noticed that there was a lot of issues, I pointed out what I felt needed to in the comments. Like, I don't have any malice towards you. I just personally don't like the calm. Avi just doesn't like me.
For the love of God, please stop.
The only thing I would say to Cosmo is just to like mute them, or yeah, honestly, it would have been way funnier if they just aired them. Like that would have been like, oh, really fucking hilarious if they just like muted and aired and just like went on to go like play games or something.
I'm done with that.
I can't stand dealing with this anymore.
But you need to tell Avi to drop the spite. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry, but I really don't want this situation to become that. I just felt the need to defend myself from someone who is trying to claim things about me that wasn't true. I just forgot to untag you, and I really didn't want to get worked up over this.
V, please, stop. I want all of this to stop. I don't know how much more I can take.
Maybe just take a break for a bit. Take a bit of a breather. Calm yourself down and just come back when you feel like you could deal with it. That's usually the best option when it comes to something working you up online. Especially when you're just the person who happened to be in the middle of it. I'm really sorry that you got involved with that stupid shit. I honestly didn't think Avi would be the kind of person who'd just do that.
Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. Look, it's not Avi getting them involved, dude. You are going to them. All right, it's not like, oh, I guess you just happened to catch a stray, even though I directly sought you out so I could just vent and bitch in your own DMs. Yeah, I guess you just happened to get involved in this. Whoopsie.
I've been dealing with it all week, and I was calm until this Twitter shit happened. Look, V, I don't hate you, nor do I wish any malice or ill will towards you. Can we just drop all this and bury the hatchet, please?
Until he unblocks me. I cannot deal with the situation. Legit, how can I deal with anything between him and I if he won't let the discussion take place? I would love to have him drop the spiteful hate boner, but it seems like that he cannot because he for some reason can't let it go.
You're both in Ponder server. Talk to him in a call if you have to. I don't care. Don't pull me into whatever spat you two have.
I'll try to deal with him, okay? If he keeps going, just tell me. And I'll find a way to try and talk to him. Because I honestly just wanted originally to see if your next comm would be better than the last one. And I just came out disappointed and well,
dude,
that's
can't
about
take
it.
No for an answer,
I might
bro.
work with Kai to help him and you out. But I'm very sorry that you got involved in this. I'll drop it for now. You just take a bit of a break or something, alright?
To the point of trying to push Cosmo to leave the internet, even leaving what was basically a commentary video in Cosmo's comments section, accusing them of plagiarism.
Comment, quote unquote. I say that in loose terms because he just put a goddamn commentary in my comment section of my video.
What the fuck?
At first I was fine with it, but then it was brought to my attention that he decided to say I was plagiarizing and stealing his points. His comment was just rude and condescending, and then that's when I began to start taking screenshots.
Even sending them a script of a commentary on Cosmo, leading into a fight in the comment section of Nekokoda's commentary of Cosmo, where V would use Cosmo's mental state as a shield to stop people from talking about how he had treated Cosmo in private.
Called it! Besides, I'm sure that people are going to take this too seriously too. Too bad Cosmo said it should end at the Kainu video. I guess you guys just want to go on your own accord stressing out Cosmo about this more than she said that she wanted to have this die out after the Kainu video. Interesting. If that's your motivation to show how people are just stressing Cosmo out, I'd like to point out the mirror that's always on the wall for you.
That's some pretty manipulative stuff coming out of you, V.
Well, am I wrong?
Am I wrong?
If they want to go on to others' cases for stressing out Cosmo, how about they practice what they preach? Shouldn't be too hard.
Doesn't change my point.
Yeah, it doesn't change your point, but you know what it does? It shows that yours is incorrect considering what my idea is that if people are going to be
It doesn't change your point, but your point's incorrect.
getting onto my and Kai's case for stressing out Cosmo whilst continuing a situation that Cosmo wants people to stop, then they're in turn being hypocrites. I'm not telling people that they can't be hypocrites. I just won't take their stance seriously entirely. However, if you wish to present the idea that I'm being manipulative, when I was just saying that if that's what they're wanting to do, they're not helping anything if that's their intent. Do you understand how and why this isn't manipulative now? And might I add how people are getting onto my case for something that actually doesn't need.
Don't you understand that how me seeking out and berating Cosmo was all of your guys' fault and not mine? Isn't that, it's like, see, aren't you starting to realize how this is not manipulative and this is just actually real? This is real stuff, okay? This is just logical stuff, but I'm the most rational guy in the room right now. Don't you see?
A massive blow up over where people are going to me privately too to try and shit talk me. That definitely shows that you guys don't want any more problems from this situation, huh? Also, what is it with you people thinking everything needs to become a massive argument? I was just trying to make it into an argument, but instead state my...
My point on you being manipulative is subjective, so no, it can't be wrong. I'm literally just saying how you're coming off to me with your wording. I also think it's funny that you're getting on my case for thinking everything needs to become a massive argument when you're the genius writing paragraphs upon paragraphs and comments upon comments in reply to comments consisting of one sentence. Just some food for thought considering you're the one here telling people to practice what they preach.
Being manipulative isn't subjective, Dulu. Secondly, I'm only writing that out in response due to being frustrated.
It is, and none of what you brought up changed my...
Wait, is that actually Chili reading? Because I know like they're talking to Dulu. Hold on, is this Chili's voice?
My view on that. Sorry, you've lost my respect, honestly.
I am going to say this
I
right
can't tell.
now.
Can't
V,
tell.
how fucking dare you use my stress and mental strain from the situation to deflect and twist people to your will? That is manipulative and beyond disgusting. You did it here, you did it on Twitter when Junkie criticized you and Neko on Twitter. You think I wasn't going to catch that? Nice try. And when he just couldn't take the heat, he just made an angry tweet to get people to leave him alone. Because he didn't want to accept responsibility for what he had done to me.
Those of you who want to still continue the Cosmo Queen
It is
stuff,
chilly.
I will participate. You can go right ahead and say, oh,
They just
fuck,
sound a
he's
bit
running
different, I
away.
guess.
No, it's called I'm a fucking respectable human being. My friend's currently going through a lot of bullshit because of this, and Cosmo is stressing out over this and telling you people to fucking leave it alone. Yeah, you can not like Kai News all you like, but guess what? Leave me the fuck out of it. I ended up scrapping the script on Cosmo because of my friend being so goddamn torn from it. Maybe you guys will give me the same fucking comfort that you're willing to give Cosmo and leave it fucking be like she asked you to. Anyone who will try to fucking argue with me over this at this point will be blocked.
Imagine crashing out and only getting like 2 likes.
And anyone who will try to continue this with me will be too.
The way V treated Cosmo really puts on display how manipulative V can be, causing Cosmo a lot of mental stress during that time. Now, after everything I have just explained so far, you'd think that would have been the last we saw of Vii Omega, right? Well, remember the SCC from the very beginning of this video?
like,
Well, in
11
2022,
minutes,
it had been found out that V had been going under another alias, titled We Are the SCC, which would
19
target creators
minutes.
like Justice Sylveon, a problematic person in their own right, but known to be a person who targeted creators like Doodletones. Suspicions were then raised further when the account started to harass Neko Koda. This account was then brought to the attention of Lyle Convoy, who ended up getting into a call with said person, only for them to find out they were Vii Omega. I will now show you that call, but please keep in mind, I have tried to correct the audio in this call, but there's only so much I can do about the damn wind
Yeah,
tunnel
okay.
V is standing in.
I've heard about this call.
Me?
I do.
So, after everything happened, I took away every single social media, and I genuinely went out of my way to go find help, and I went through some rehabilitation. And when I found out that there was this fucking predator grooming someone who was a fan of mine, people thought that they were me, I wanted to do something about it.
Did you want to do something about it because they were impersonating you, or you just didn't like, you are genuinely against it? I don't know. It's very very intriguing. It's like they're taking your name. Ugh.
Fan of yours. How is this person a fan of yours?
Doodle Clones is a fan of the Neo Alt CC channel, which was a channel that I used to run.
Just for confirmation's sake, what was your old screen name? Because I want to make sure I'm not getting you confused with somebody else.
Vii Omega.
So you're Vii Omega.
Yes.
And Nil has been talking to you.
No. We've only sent, well, sorry, because even though there is splits here, we're both the same person.
Vii Omega.
I've only sent Nil one DM, and we've responded to each other in tweets before, and I think that's balanced. Nil has no idea who I am. Nobody else has any idea who I am. I just
This
wanted
dude
to take out
reading?
me.
I have no clue who was reading that guy.
Frankly, I know that Doodle Clones harassing Susie is my fault. I wanted to do something about that.
What loser drew these furries? Probably you, dude.
For quite a while, I found out that fucking child rumor is grooming fucking proponents. I don't know.
Lucy, the joke is that Nabi's the one who drew it.
You want to know how I suspected it might be you?
How?
You know way too much about Neko Koda.
Yeah.
Wonder why. So, let me go ahead and cut to the quick here. First of all, you can't do anything about a child predator unless you have their real name and address. And because I don't think you're about to try to copyright strike somebody falsely, you're not going to get it. And most of the things you listed there are not things that you can charge somebody with. Being rude to trans people is not illegal.
I know.
Well, if this is your idea of building cases, then I think you need to stop.
Okay.
I'm going to be, it's not just minor backing off. I'm going to be completely blunt with you, just like I was last time we talked. You remember the last time we talked?
Yes.
When Ponder and I had a nice long conversation with you about some of the nonsense you pulled. Yeah. Do you remember why you were kicked out of the community and why people lambasted you?
Yeah.
Because you were inappropriate with children too. So what right do you think you have going after somebody?
Yeah, but that wasn't talked about in the call. Okay, so I did like ask about it. Apparently it was like, yeah, it definitely was an unplanned talk. And like Lio didn't even like see the document beforehand from like my understanding. But it's like that, yeah, it's not like the grooming stuff was talked about. It was simply like, you know, the getting into like the fucking, like we saw it. It was getting too invested into like a personal relationship that V had nothing to be a part of. And just the like abusive tendencies, I suppose. But like, fuck me, man.
Else. You think that's gonna redeem you?
I don't care about being redeemed.
What you need to
I
do.
just want the predator gone.
You're not gonna be able to get rid of him. You wanna know how I can tell you're not gonna be able to get rid of him? Because you're still around. You did things that were worse than what Neat has done, and you're not in jail yet. So what are you going to do to deplatform Neat? When you have none of this information, what you need to do, what you plainly need to do, is get rid of all of your socials and stay gone.
Okay.
Beat it. I'll handle Neat.
Do you want my evidence that I gathered?
I don't need your evidence. I have my own and plenty of other people who are competent and have not also preyed on children. You are very lucky that I'm not the quote-unquote doxer you tried to pretend I am. Otherwise, I would put your information out, because I owe you nothing. And if I catch you in here again, I'm going to.
Okay.
Leave.
I really appreciate it.
Beat it.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Get the fuck out of here.
After this point, Vii Omega would seem to disappear from the public eye for quite some time, or so we were led to believe. Remember Dolsmek? Yeah, well, they were later proven to have been in much closer contact to Vii Omega than we first thought. After the Cloak and Dagger calls in 2023, which I briefly touched on in my Doodletones video, where members of the SCC were aware that a person by the name of Vigelsio was still friends with Vii Omega after his outing and didn't tell members of the Cloud Palace Doodletones Discord server of this fact. Something I disproved in my last video, go check that out, but during that call, Dolsmek would admit to being in contact with Vii Omega.
I got one thing I want to say. If people want to leave, that's okay, but it's something that I didn't get a chance to say earlier. Go for it. Because you want honesty, and I'm already seeing the just the
yeah, first glance, I thought Dolsmek was honestly not that bad in comparison. Like, they had, like, the least amount, right? Because I believe, if I remember correctly, Dolsmek was the person that actually went to Doodletones about it, and the Doodletones just conveniently didn't remember, for, like, you know, the call's sake, I suppose. But yeah, other than that, it's like, there was a lot more digging into after this, right? There's a way more digging into after this to find out that they were like way worse than like what was originally seen.
That's going on here. I want to go on record and say I did confess to this too, to multiple people. It is in Susie's DMs, but I'm recognizing just how terrible this all is. So Vigil had come to me before about V. This was after I knew though. Are you? I guess for context for this, Light, are you familiar with the furry YouTuber Kit the Soulless?
I am.
So I was looking into information about him, and Vigil had come to me about this person and gave me some information about the situation with Joni, and I corroborated that with Joni, and it seemed to be good. And I think last year, I don't remember exactly when, it must have been in June, Vigil came to me in a panic because V was apparently having a fucking tantrum about being claimed to be neat. And apparently V wanted to talk to people, so I did extend that, mostly because I was curious, and they asked me, and I wanted to get some more information on Kit. And
PTSD from the recording screen. Yeah. You're so cooked.
I did get into contact with V, and I learned that they were very upset about it, and I offered, hey, I'll clear up that allegation for you. And then I got a little bit more context for some of the Kit stuff. Not that I fully trusted him, but it was still an opportunity to learn more about that. And pretty much right away, I just regret even doing that.
And after said call, on August the 19th, 2024, Dolsmek would be approached by SCC creators Fractured Light and F. Ramentator, where they further questioned Dolsmek about his knowledge of Vii Omega. Through this video, we would learn that between August 2021 and January 2024, Vii Omega had been going under another alias, that being Binary Stalk, aka Retro. And why do we know this? It would turn out that Dolsmek had been in contact with V via his at the time most recent account, Alpha.
V, and even if they do figure it out, who's gonna believe them? What reason would I have defending this community? Dull. True, it's more so what would happen if people figured out you're around, not just in the community, but anyone else who had loose associations. V, they'd think I'd lost my mind and am hunting down a pedophile for reasons. And I'm reviving the Alt-CC to make it dedicated to allowing the worst to be called out finally. And well, why would anyone want to know who the Alt-CC is?
Meaning that Dolsmek had been in contact with V for a very long time. V's DMs were then posted for public viewing via...
Okay, Olivia Essence. The logs between Dahl and V are now ready to be publicized. The reason we got half of this information was because of Dolsmek providing us with the entire DM history with V's new account using the name Alpha. Dude, you cannot be real that the name is fucking Alpha, dude. I'm so touched. There's a lot to criticize Dahl for here, but that'll be saved for a later date. The Discord still seems to be active.
Livy on Twitter. I will play some of those DMs now, alongside some that I found extremely interesting.
And what was in these DMs shows that Doll was aware of quite a bit regarding V's activity at the time. For example, do you guys want to know how we found the binary stork account that V was using? It's because V directly mentioned various names of accounts he was using at the time to Dollsmic. And by the way, V gave quite a few details about his life at the time that should have been very concerning. At one point, he says that there are minors he knows and is cool with. V also apparently moderated a Discord server that was, quote, chocked full of minors, and which had grooming victims, if the following message is to be believed. V specifically told Doll that he was interacting with Neko Koda through the alt-CC account, and Doll doesn't raise a single objection. And by the way, take note of the different PFPs. We know V was at the very least still using this account when Doll was getting these screenshots, if this is any indication.
Fuck me, man. Why would they? Okay, so they came back, changed their alias to Alpha, alright, and surrounded themselves with minors, with some of those being grooming victims. Dude, fuck my life, man. They were definitely going to offend again, I feel. I feel like they were definitely going to strike again. There was already a little bit of a pattern, but yeah, fuck my life. The fact that Dulsmic, you know, didn't like think that there was anything wrong with that, no objections at all, it's actually wild. And I think that they actually got off a little bit too easy with Cloak and Dagger now. But fuck my life.
And because of that, a man who clearly has bad intentions, and the rest of the community refusing to want to do anything, Clones is now under the manipulative control of Neat. Even if you tell me this isn't grooming, the fact that Neat is having interactions or has done things like this with a child, knowingly or not, it doesn't matter. What Neat doesn't realize is that sexual grooming doesn't need to be IRL. It doesn't need images. All that's needed is the person grooming the other person is benefiting in the way to find gratification. And even if this is a stretch, it cannot be denied that all of these things together don't paint a good picture either. Now, I think it's quite clear why I've highlighted this DM in particular, because V has done worse than what he is describing here, and he himself is categorizing that as grooming. V, I don't want to thank you or forgiveness. I just want your community to please leave me, my ex-husband, my boyfriend, and my friends alone in trying to get to me.
Ex-husband, so yeah, the husband broke up with them. Fuck.
That shit is creepy, and when you all crowded my ex asking for more information about me, where I am, etc., mind your business. I almost took my life over that, and you all doubted if I ever felt remorse. Your community doesn't deserve an apology from me. Your community should apologize to me for ever saying I was ever behind this, or that I—
Your community should apologize to me for me grooming children.
Was Clones or Neat. I don't want your sympathy anymore, because you didn't care when I almost killed myself, but instead cared more about making sure I was dead. Meerkat even went as far as to lying about me over the fact I didn't want to date him.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious.
And remember how I said this wasn't going to be the last.
Banger, secret dub.
Time we heard about Kero the Wolf in this video. Yeah, V couldn't help himself from talking about them with Dulsmic, V. And that was something I spent years with Kero trying to get him to do and understand, but he just couldn't let go. I only fell in love with him because I thought what I had experienced with him was real. And well, after all that time, he showed his true colors when he got angry at me because I told Virgelsio and another trusted friend that he was coming back and when. And well, I was terrified because I knew Kero was, let's just say that Neat is smarter than him. And though there is more, that's really as comfortable I am talking about Kero right now. Because honestly, I think he didn't date me because he couldn't make me into a zoo.
Wasn't that funny, Ace? Dude, fuck you, alright? Fuck you. That was peak comedy, alright? I actually genuinely, like, physically slapped my knee over that
like he wanted, and I don't want to talk about what he tried with me. Sorry for kind of info dumping that on you, but yeah, I had that on top of so many other things in the last 2 years, and well, it was scary when my therapist knew who Kero was. In fact, I was going to make a massive 3-hour-long deconstruction commentary essay on how PK Russell shouldn't be speaking out on issues related to the furry fandom that he clearly didn't understand, weaponized his position of power against smaller content creators, and had even gone as far as to say he was the—
Notice how, like, they never made a response video. That's very interesting to me. Or at least if there is one, there just wasn't any archived one. Very interesting stuff.
reason why Spoctor was seen as innocent when trying to defend his stances on Kero the Wolf. And of everyone at the time, I was the only fucking person who was willing to talk to Parker directly. The reason why Jar is a problematic figure isn't because he uses the commentary scene like a militia, it's because he feels like the world owes him something for everything he's been through. Now, I highlight these messages specifically because it shows that Vii Omega and Kero's relationship went further than what we saw last, and how V cites the reason that Kero not being able to make him a zoophile was the reason why Kero didn't reciprocate the romantic feelings towards V. Because yes, that should have been the red flag that caught V's attention, not the fact that he was messaging and befriending a known zoo sadist. During said call, with Fractured Light and Air Fromentator, a lot of the questions are in relation to the situation surrounding Cloak and Dagger, something I don't have the time to explain fully, so I'll be linking the video down below alongside all other resources I've used in this video. As a summary for Dulsmic when it comes to Vii Omega, they kept important information about him hidden, kept close contact with him, even after he was outed for predation, alongside ousting a victim story before said victim was ready to talk about their trauma, which leads us on to our next section. On the 20th of September 2024, content creator Chuli released a video titled How Heaton and the SCC Ruined YouTube for Me, where she detailed her experience with the SCC and creators within, including Vii Omega, detailing how when Chuli was 15 and V was 19, V would send them explicit material of his character and discussed sexual topics with Chuli that he had no right in doing so.
I'm just gonna lay it straight. When I was 14, 15, I was essentially groomed by several adult men in the SCC/adjacent into entertaining their sexualities, which we can see happening in my DMs with Vii Omega, where I was basically taught that being sent porn and having sexual conversations with adult men was normal. I'm not saying it was a coordinated effort necessarily, but it was more than one man. It was several men, and I entertained them when I was 15 as I was taught to. That is until I was about halfway through 16, and I stopped and started pushing back. Hello, so I need to foot a little addendum here that I did not plan on doing prior to like a week before this video goes out. So recently, I was contacted by Laka about Vii Omega, and I shared with him all of the DMs and testimony I could of V being expressly inappropriate with me while I was a minor, including the screenshot where I mentioned Caden. I told him he was allowed to share all of the screenshots and testimony except for the one that mentioned Caden, because I wanted to be the one to tell that story to the public. And he agreed and respected that. And Laka, thank you so much for doing that, because as you know, and as everyone is about to find out, that was not a privilege I had before. You see, the reason why Laka even knew that I was victimized by Vii Omega at all is because that information was shared in a video by...
By the way, could I ask how you knew that? I don't remember ever talking about it publicly, but I could just be forgetting. I found the web archive video that showed your comments with Vii Omega of GOM showing you NSFW furry artwork.
Groomer Patrol, also known as Dalsmic, back in 2021. The information in the screenshot included in that video was published without my consent or even knowledge. But you know what? Until recently, I thought about just forgetting that and telling the full story anyways as if it was the first time anyone was hearing about it. Because the video was deleted when Dal ethered the Bummer Patrol channel, even though I knew that the video still existed on an archive website.
Bro.
That is until Laka told me that the archive of the video was circulating again, and how people were looking at and talking about that humiliating screenshot of me being sent porn as a 15-year-old that I didn't have a say in being posted. And the reason it was going around again is because Vii Omega was found to have come back under a different alias. And they knew that because Doll was talking to him through that alias in 2022. So let me get this straight. You couldn't be bothered to talk to the person whose child abuse images you were about to post for everyone to see even once to make sure they were okay with it or even knew, but went out of your way to play footsie with the abuser and talk to him about how he did sexually abuse minors and was in a server chock full of minors. Boy, fuck you.
Now, I will be listing Chuli's entire video down below, so please check that out to see it in its entirety.
Dude, Stulsmix is a fucking piece of shit, dude. Yeah, they did not get burnt enough through the Cluck and Dagger shit. That is insane. Fuck.
Are now in 2025, and Vii Omega has seemingly vanished from online spaces and is no longer present in SCC/ACC spaces, and yet they remain one of the most known predators in the space, having preyed on several minors, harassing several members of the space, including his victims, even after being outed, lent aid to a known zoophile and animal abuser, sexually assaulted someone in their own house, and is overall a manipulative and abusive individual who I can only hope we will never see again. I would like to thank everybody who has helped me in the making of this video, those being Ephrom and Tater, Lio Convoy.
Okay. We finished the video, guys. Oh, I got some art. Let's check it out. Divas sharing their power. What do you mean? Sharing their powers. Oh! Hey! Dude, power swap. Dude, what the hell? Dude, this is low-key kind of sick. Can't even lie. Dude, I don't know why. I really like cosmic abilities. Cosmic Yen is kind of interesting to see. When I was like in elementary school, I always was basic and went with the fire stuff. But like recently, like I've been more accustomed to like the psychic ability shit and the powers. Like yes, I like cosmic powers because it's like I like the thought of just being able to teleport and just have go through the universe, fly. Right, shoot out shooting stars, meteors, asteroids, and stuff like that. I think that's a cool concept. It's a nice, it's awesome stuff, dude. Fucking hell. But yeah, no, that was a really cool piece of drawing. Really cool art, of course. But yeah, as for the video's sake, I think Vii Omega is very, very interesting to learn about. I mean, it's actually good that Yen did the video because like I said, not many people even know about the person. I think personally, there probably could have been some points probably focused on a little bit longer, but I think if we harped on I think harping on the 6-year age gap longer would have probably been interesting, but to show how really bad it was. But other than that, I think the video was pretty solid. I mean, it was pretty good, right? I don't think there was anything like really wrong with it per se. I think it's a very solid video. I liked it. I've definitely learned a lot more about Vii Omega than I did before. And they're definitely way more mentally unhinged than I could think of. Like, this is the type of video that I would definitely recommend for people to watch, for sure. Pretty good video. Pretty good video. But yeah. Fucking hell. I knew lightly about, like, I knew Dulsmic was in contact with V, right? I knew that before this video, because with Cloak and Dagger stuff, I was just looking down multiple avenues. But, like, I didn't know that they leaked Chuli's story before, like, Chuli made it public. That's just, like, essentially... Holy shit, guys. I just found a natural shiny. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. No, but yeah, that is fucked up that Dulsmic did that shit. No, you're mine. You're mine. You're mine. I will use every Great Ball, no, sorry, Ultra Ball on this if I have to. Please catch. Please catch. No. Guys, I don't think you realized it. After that, I genuinely just found a natural fucking Gibble shiny. This is a 1 in 4,000 chance. I don't think you guys understand how crazy that is. Come on. Come on, dude. I'm too scared to fight it because I'm a little overpowered. Okay, do I have, like, any better balls? Let me try a quick ball. Although I don't think that's gonna work, to be honest. Let's try this. I know I genuinely got distracted. It's just because I genuinely... Dude, get the fucking ball. Dude, I'm trying. I'm trying. I think Ultra Balls were just working best. I will follow this thing for like a mile if I have to. I don't think the Pokemon understands. Like, I will sit here for like a while trying to catch this thing if I have to. Like, I will use all of my Ultra Balls. Like, I will use every Pokeball to try to catch this thing. I genuinely don't think it knows. Dude, out of all the shinies, too, Gibble is just such a cool one to get. I say get, but I haven't caught it yet. Please. Fucking hell. Holy shit. Catch. Dog, we have a level 21 Gyarados. Use Water Gun. Dude, I think you're baiting me. Fine. Okay, okay. Okay. I don't have Water Gun. Okay. Okay. Actually, hold on. I think I could work around this. Okay. I think I could work around this. Larvesta. You're not that strong. You're like 3 levels over it. Okay, let's see if you have like a... Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Yes, okay. Ember. We're going to use Ember. There's no way this thing kills it. Wasn't very effective. Good, 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 good. We could use a couple Embers. Okay. The only reason why I'm a little hesitant on Ember, though, I'm going to be very careful with it. Gibble avoided the attack. Okay. Ember, 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 Ember. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Ember. Ember, Ember, Ember. And, like, okay. If it gets burned, then I could switch to Gyarados and splash it. There's no way I'm, like, getting touched by this thing. I'm actually going to win this. Okay, I will catch this thing. I just got to get it to yellow. Okay, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Pokeballs. Okay, Ultra Ball. Go, 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 go. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. 1, 2, 3. Come on, come on, come on. Fuck you! Come on, come on. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. We don't need to do any more damage. I could just, switch to something to tank damage for a good bit. Okay, okay, okay. Ultra Ball, Ultra Ball. We're like really close. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yes! 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 Oh my god, holy fuck. Dude. What the fuck, man? Dude, do you understand that that was just a 1 in 4,096 chance and it was full odds? Like, I don't know if you guys understand, like, how insane that is. Okay, I don't even think you guys genuinely understand. Like, like, holy fuck. Okay. Hold on. Dude, this is so fucking sick, dude. Okay. Hold on. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at our new boy. Dude, he's so fucking dope, dude. Where are you going, buddy? Dude. Dude, look at the little guy. Look at hey, little guy. Dude, he's so he's so cool. What the hell, dude? This is awesome. Dude, out of all the DRLs I had, getting a shiny Pokemon is like what the fuck, dude? This is actually really awesome, dude. What the hell? Dude, Yen's not gonna believe it. Oh my god, Yen's gonna be so fucking gay. They're gonna be like, yeah, buddy, since you watched my content that gave you a shiny, I rewarded you, or some gay shit like that. They're gonna be so fucking gay with it. Dude. Where are we going, little guy? Dude. It's so awesome, dude. Yeah. Dude, he's having a jolly time. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, little buddy. Fucking hell. Okay. We're gonna contain ourselves. Okay. Fucking hell. All right. Fucking hell. Anyways, yeah, really cool art, by the way. Yeah, really. Yeah. Fucking hell. I think I'm gonna like redirect you elsewhere though. Fucking. That's awesome, dude. I can't believe I caught a shiny. Dude, Dude, if you guys didn't see it happen, I don't think anyone would believe me. Who's live? Oh, Beckett's live? Yeah, easy. Alright. You guys go say hi to Beckett for me, okay? You guys have a wonderful night, okay? You guys have a great